Well, welcome back to ESA Winter 21. We are raising money for Alzheimer Funded. Links to donate can be found below the stream or type exclamation point donate in chat. We would also like to thank our sponsors, Koei Tecmo Europe, publishers of Neo 2, the Complete Edition, Twitch, and ViewSonic. Now it's time for nicnacnic, running Cyberpunk 2077 any percent. Let's go.
Alright everyone, hello, welcome to the world of Night City in Cyberpunk 2077. I do have to mention one thing real quick. So this run will contain mature themes throughout the run and flashing images. So we're just going to warn you beforehand, and we're going to warn you beforehand when those flashing images do occur, so just be careful. But with that out of the way, we're just going to get started. We have a 3-hour run ahead of us, so I'm going to ask Cheese Soda Punch, what starting path won the incentive?
Yes, we've closed the bid incentive, and it is Corpo.
Great. It's a departure from Street Kid, which is what we normally do. So I had this as an incentive who the character choice was going to be, but it didn't get accepted, so therefore I left it up to the community, and the community decided to choose Neo from the Matrix. That should give you a peek into what's going to happen during this run. Let me just set that up. The character creation menu is not particularly good in this game, but hopefully this will look sort of like Neo. Let's see. Nose is 7, mouth is 14, jaw is 8, ears is also 8. We have no beard. Let's see. No cyberware as well. And the blemishes are going to be 2. Alright. Hopefully that looks sort of like Neo. It's the best we could do in the character menu. We're going to set up our skill points here. So the way we have it, we have 6 body, 6 reflex, and then 4 technical ability. And that just maxes out our available points. And without that, we're going to get started. I should mention that we are playing with the nudity filter on just because we're trying to be a little family friendly here. So tech is whenever you guys are ready for the timer. I'll assume we are ready with that.
Yep, go ahead and count it down.
So therefore we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is the Corporal starting path here. So we're pretty much going to play as a corporate employee. The starting path actually doesn't have that much effect in the game. So it does change a couple dialogue options, but that doesn't affect us during the run. This is why we can have an incentive for that. So what we're first going to do is we're going to skip through a bunch of cutscenes here. And we meet our friend Jackie right there. He's going to be who we're going to be talking to for the first third of the run. While we're here, let me introduce my commentators. We have Meta.
Hello, yeah, my name is Meta. You might have seen me at a couple earlier ESA events. And yeah, I sort of run this game. I've mostly been doing a lot of routing and resource development. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Trying to, get around a lot of the cutscenes and stuff, but, we'll get there one day.
Yep, and then now we have Panda, or the MD Panda as he likes to go by.
Yep, hi, I'm Panda. I run this game. Generally stick to the glitches categories because I'm nowhere near as good as the other guys who run it. And I'm here for the memes.
Yes, he is. And here we are. I was going to show off a nice Easter egg here real quick because we got the Corporal incentive. So we sit down at our desk here.
We also have Toasty.
Yeah, 1 second about that. So this is a nice Easter egg to The Witcher 3, which is also a game that I used to run, but I should get back into. So, retro gaming.
Who's this Toasty that you're talking about?
Who is this Toasty who we're talking about? So we were originally going to have Puzzle, who's also a big member in the community. He's helped a lot with routing and stuff like that. But unfortunately, he had some IRL stuff, so we had to drop. So we have our newcomer here, Toasty.
Hello, I'm Toasty. I'm Toasty, the Toasty Fail, either way. I'm a runner for the game in the category of title screen mostly, but I also do some 80%. I'm also one of the resident glitch finders, so I basically break the game as much as possible.
Which isn't hard.
No, it's not hard at all. So right here we just have a couple cutscenes. We're gonna have a 4 or 5 minute long AV ride. Corporal is actually the second fastest entrance here, so Street Kid is the fastest, that's what we usually run, and then Nomad is much slower. So we're just gonna make our way over here. We're gonna call Jackie as well. And while we're doing this AV, we can talk a little bit about the run.
I guess just a little bit of a general consensus on what the run's going to contain. We do run this on the current patch, which as of right now is 1.12. Thankfully, nothing has been patched out yet. We're hoping nothing does. Please, CDPR. Give us some stuff like cutscene skips and whatnot. That would be very much appreciated. But yeah, what you're going to see in this run is a lot of cutscenes. Granted, a lot of cutscenes. But also in between those moments, you're going to see some cool combat, and you're going to see a fair few glitches. Don't worry. We have some cool movement tech too, which will come into play a little later in the run.
We generally try and skip the combat though, because it's slow.
Indeed.
Yeah. So this run is a lot of, again, like Meta said, cutscene, but there are some cool glitches that you're going to see.
And
So,
you may notice
yeah.
in the top left corner we've got an FPS counter going. That's because we have to limit the game to 60 FPS to make it fair for all the console players, so everyone's on an even playing field. And we discovered quite early on that the FPS is linked to how quickly you can get through the dialogue. So if you're running at 200 FPS, you'd have such an unfair advantage. That's why we capped it.
Yeah, I never did any in-depth testing, but from the short testing that I did, it was like very, very heavily affected. Which is why for some of the runners who have a little bit weaker PCs, you'll see they'll do some lag reduction strats, like looking at the roofs of cars and stuff, because it's really, really dependent on your FPS, the skipping of dialogue. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I remember testing at 144 FPS and saving like a few seconds in like a 10-second conversation. So it's a huge amount, especially over the span of, you know, like a 3-hour run.
I believe it was 6 seconds in the minute.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Can we just say how beautiful Night City is? They got a lot of abuse about the quality of the games on the consoles, but the amount of effort they put into this game, for what they've got, you know, we are really lucky to have this.
Yeah, it really is amazing. You know, the first time that I beat this game, it brought me to tears because the narrative is absolutely amazing. If you've never been able to finish this game, whether for performance reasons or otherwise, definitely give it a go when you can. I promise you, it will be absolutely worth it if you're a story buff like I am. The game is absolutely gorgeous, and the narrative team did a fantastic job on it.
Yeah, we are coming up to the end here. I'm having a couple audio problems. I'm just fiddling with that real quick. There we go. We should be good now. Yeah, we're coming up to the end. This is the long AV ride, so in Street Kid, instead of an AV ride, it's just a big car ride. We're gonna get rid of these bastards here. There we go. So yeah, we're coming up to the end here. It's pretty much just cutscenes for the rest here. But after that, we're gonna merge all 3 life paths together, and then we're gonna start with the rescue.
And Nick, I'm not too familiar with Corpo. The mission, or like basically the base story of the Corpo life path is you're like supposed to get rid of another employee or something, and then you're framed for it.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Pretty much. I haven't played Corporal in a while too, but that's pretty much what happens.
Your boss is framed for a explosion at a world event that kills multiple people, and basically he takes you down as well.
He's not framed for it. He initiates the taking out. He's then also trying to take out one of his lead competitors in Arasaka, and he can't do it himself because he's a big boss man, so he gets one of his grunts, being you, to do it, and he asks you to get a friend to help you or a co-worker, so you go to Jackie. This is where you first meet Jackie and the Street Kid. Oh, not the Street Kid, the Corpo Path.
Yeah. So here's Jackie here, if anyone doesn't know who he is.
I mean, I didn't know till the other day there was lore in this game, so...
Yeah, in particular, I'm not too familiar with the Corpo life path. There is 3 life paths, by the way. I think we did go over that. There's the Corpo, the Street Kid, and the Nomad. Obviously, we're going with the Corpo here. My favorite, personally, is the Nomad, but it's minutes slower than Street Kid or Corpo. Corpo, I think, is like a few seconds slower than Street Kid, which is the one that we use in traditional speedruns. But Nomad is like 11 minutes versus the 7 or 8 minutes, I think, of Street Kid Corpo.
Street Kid is 6 minutes 28 at fastest, Corpo is 6 minutes 45 at fastest, and Nomad is 11 minutes 22. For specifics on that.
Yeah, so we're coming up to the first big trick in the run. Saves about 10 seconds, but it's still a pretty big trick.
And if you fail it, you have to take the elevator off Shane, also known as the glitchless route.
We're going to try not to do that today.
So there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. So you'll see he's punching really, really quickly, and that's called a fist glide. Essentially what you can do is you swap to your fist back with 2 different inputs, like your previous weapon input, as well as the punch hotkey. And that causes this glitch state where you're able to punch repeatedly. And the reason that we're getting speed from that, and now height as well, is because every time you punch, it pushes you forward in the direction that you're looking. And so we can just do that over and over and over again, and we can abuse it, like here. The other thing that you saw... Just one sec. The other thing that you saw is that we were able to clip out of bounds. The way that that works is we were able to get on top of the fan sort of thing, and then save. We had our head just poking through a little bit, and then when we save and reload that save, it pushes us the rest of the way through. This is the only time you're going to see that in the run, unfortunately.
There are a couple other instances.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Nick.
There's a couple other instances of the fist glide. I messed up there, so I'm just going to reload my save.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We used fist gliding a bunch. I just meant the the save load out of bounds.
You'll see it a couple times. But yeah, we only use the save load once.
Yeah. The real reason we do this is because we're Neo, and Neo flies.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can't argue with that. Should have just gone with that explanation, honestly.
Yeah.
What am I saying all these words for, man?
This looks a lot easier than it actually is. You have to spam pretty fast to get up here. So I did fail the first time, but I was able to come back and do it the second time.
There we go. Very nice, Nick. That's not an easy trick.
It's not an easy trick. We skipped the elevator out of shame for today.
So coming up, you're rescuing a person from the apartment building. During this section, your tasks were taking out a load of guards. Generally, the game intends for you to shoot them. However, we don't do that because that is slow. Because you can one-punch any of the guards in this building other than the last one.
Yep, so I'm going to one-punch as many of the guards as I can. Where's this last guy? Here he is.
You'll also have noticed that we picked up something from the locker that was an explosives analysis, and we pick it up just because it's a high value, and we're going to use that for something later on. Another trick.
Oh, I didn't get him first try.
That's alright. It's all good.
The goal is to get him before he enters the door.
Yeah, you didn't die, that's the main thing.
Yeah, that last guy, if he hits you, you're going to die no matter what.
He
so
one or two shots.
Usually one shot, even on easy. We are playing on easy, by the way. I should have mentioned that.
Yeah, there's been some discussion, I think, even just between a few of us. I think it was myself, Toasty, and Drek. We were talking about difficulty, because the higher difficulty you're playing on, the more XP you get. But as of right now, it doesn't really seem like it's worth it. Just because, obviously, bosses have a lot more health, and you take more damage. So you can't just breeze through enemies like you can on easy.
Yeah. Shout outs to the trauma team, also known as the armed paramedics.
Yeah. This is actually, in any percent I know, this is the only time you're going to see them. I think you only see them this time in the whole game, so...
Yeah, I don't even think in 100% there's any other times you see them.
Yeah, in missions, they aren't. You can see them on the road, sometimes, like, downtown somewhere. There's a little section that's cut off with trauma team, just permanently. But you can't, like, interact with them or do any missions with them or anything like that.
If you listen closely, like, in V's apartment, you can hear some ads for Trauma Team.
Yeah. Just random encounters, though, that they turn up in, so... Can't really count them.
Of course she's alive and well.
So often celebrate...
Yeah, we're just traveling down to the garage here, and you might think we can skip this elevator ride as well, but we can't, because there's a trigger here that we have to hit. We can skip it on the way up, and not on the way down. So...
Something else to mention is whilst you're in elevators or in car rides, you can't skip dialogue, which is why we class them as cutscenes, because we have to sit here and wait for them to end.
And which is also why we did the elevator skip earlier. Obviously, you know, getting up is faster than riding the elevator, but getting up also allows us to skip the dialogue that plays during the elevator ride, since we're not in the elevator.
But even Neo took the elevator at least once.
Yeah, come on, Jackie, please hurry up. You're making me look bad.
Oh, you didn't get him running?
No.
So here, if you wait for Jackie to step up, make a step inside the elevator, he will run when you leave. Just a bit of information on that one.
Yeah, and now we have like a good 5-minute car ride here where we can't do anything.
Yep.
So if you've got any donation cheese, feel free, throw them at us.
Oh, yes, we do. We have a $30 donation from Noops who writes, "Biggest of the ups to ESA for keeping me entertained while I'm at home alone sick. Let's obliterate the 40K barrier." Yeah, sorry to hear about that.
Get better soon.
Right. And that donation actually goes to the Teslagrad 36 Scrolls 100% Church Slingshot incentive.
Yeah, great. I mean, we have a lot of downtime during this run, so if you guys got any donations, pretty much gonna guarantee that they're gonna get read during the run.
Got any questions for us? Donate, ask. We'll do our best to answer them.
Yeah. We also have a $35 donation from Anonymous, and thank you. And that donation goes to the Golden Sun, the Lost Age Any Percent character name for Wode. I believe that's there's a bit of a train, a push for that name incentive.
Yeah, one quick thing here is you don't actually have to do anything, and you can just complete the mission, but we're gonna do some stuff here just to make it not as boring.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to see. There's a couple segments where you just don't have to do anything. It's these scripted car sequences. They just don't punish you for not doing anything, which we're fine with. I mean, save some time, I guess, over the alternative. But yeah, it is funny just to see V sitting there doing nothing, but also a little boring for the marathon. So we're just gonna kill them anyway.
Yeah. Something to mention with this section in particular. The runners who don't shoot in general are people who have lower NPCs, because you can look at the road or at the sky, which will make you have higher frame rates in that section.
Mm-hmm.
More donations, keep them coming.
Oh yeah. You may have noticed that I mentioned some donation bids. We do have a number of incentives that your bids can go towards. Such as the life path that we had earlier today. They closed before the run where we chose Corpo as V's starting life path. But just to mention a few of those, there's the Golden Sun, the Lost Age bid war, where you, chat, get to decide the names of 7 characters. These names will be chosen right at the beginning of the run, so we will be closing that bid war out before the run starts. There's also a 5-character limit on those names, but even a few dollars could get the name of your choice in the running for this bid war. There is also an incentive for a $300 goal to make some dialogue tree choices in the Golden Sun: The Lost Age. They give us a hidden cutscene to make Kraden mad at Felix, and I believe we are $235 toward meeting that $300 goal. So be sure to get those donations in and ensure that you select the incentive of your choice and assign a dollar value amount to that field when donating.
Sorry to interrupt, but coming up is one of the best dialogues in the entire game. It is a meme and a half.
Oh yeah, definitely, agreed. If you've played the game, you know exactly what's coming up. That's line of the game right there.
Yeah, so there's a reason it's a meme again within our community, and that's because there's a lot of people who run the game who aren't native English speakers as their first language. And it's a double negative, which, if you translate into other languages, there's not really a good way to represent that, so it confused quite a few people.
Yeah, even some of the mods for the community were just like, what? And
Yeah.
I believe this is the only time we see Max Tech in the entire run as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
this is the only time we're gonna see it just at all in the entire run, and we hope we get a DLC with this, because Max Attack, in theory, is pretty cool, but we just don't get to see it at all. There's a lot of stuff we're not gonna see. As it is an 90% run, we're trying to beat the game as fast as possible.
Yeah. So
yeah, Max X. Oh, go ahead, Toasty.
Sorry, I was going to say something to mention with this game. There is a few categories. So there's title screen, which I mentioned earlier, which is running the game up to the first title splash, which is about an hour into the game. Then there's also Cyber Psychos, this run, and then one other run which we will not be bringing up.
No. Cyber Psychos is probably one of the more interesting runs because instead of starting at the beginning, we start that run at the beginning of Act 2 when we finally get full access to the map.
Yeah, if you want an action-packed run, Cyber Psychos is the way to go. 90% in title screen is more of a chill kind of run. There's not that much happening. There's a lot of downtime in the run.
Yeah, all Cyber Psychos is super arbitrary, but because of that, we're able to basically customize it to how we want it to look like, and it has a lot more like movement and combat in it, which I'm a big fan of personally.
Yeah.
And no, less cutscenes, no cutscenes. I can't remember.
Minimal
cutscenes.
cutscenes.
Minimal
I think
cutscenes,
there's one in the entire run, and that's
Yes,
at the very
please.
end.
CDPR, please, if you're watching, give us a way to skip these cutscenes. Please, we've played your game a dozen times and we love it.
Many
More than a
times.
dozen. More than a dozen.
Save you money.
We love your game, but we don't want to see these cutscenes over and over and over and over and over again. Please.
I was going to say, most of the runners here have upwards of 300 to 500 hours in your game already. Please give us
I'm on the low
option to
side.
skip it.
I've only got 100 hours in it, but then I have a wife and kids, so I don't have as much time.
So Nick, what are you doing right now?
So right now I did a sell glitch for the buy station here. So pretty much we're in this glitch state where we can limitedly sell this item here and just gain all the rewards from it. So we can only sell about 20k worth of that, because that's how much the buy station has in cash.
Basically, it's ATM theft.
And we're going to do another physical up here to get past the elevator here. Which, of course, I have to fail the first try. There we go.
Well, it's CD Projekt Red. You can't do everything first try. Doesn't work like that.
There's been a number of iterations on this Fiscalite here. We like to call it fast elevator skip. This is version 3. I'm doing a slightly modified version, just because I'm more used to this one.
Yeah, and in order to do this, we do a fall damage cancel. And the way that works is we slide off of an object, and then we fall further than the death limit, basically, of height. So if we were to normally fall that height, we would be dead. But because we do the sliding animation, we land on the ground, and then we slightly change our elevation again with either like a curb or like a fence or something like that. And it saves our life. Alternatively, you can also open the photo mode, and that just cancels your fall damage as well. But
Yeah. We do have to go back to the elevator there to get a call to come through, because otherwise you cannot really progress with the game.
Yes, Regina is quite important. We're gonna call her a number of times in the run, and then we're gonna transition to another character, as it allows us to skip some cutscenes that are normally not skippable.
Yeah. Something to mention with the Regina, make sure you get the call. If you don't pick up the call, you won't be able to pick up fast travel stations at all after this section, meaning you will not be able to fast travel around the map.
And that's
And
quite
as
important.
the name implies, it's fast.
yeah, and so normally we're supposed to take a car there with Jackie, but we could just sort of fist glide here, and it's a lot faster. And Jackie's just like okay with that, I guess. It doesn't say anything about it, but I'd be a little hurt. I'd be a little hurt, I think.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there, man.
So normally here, as we come into Victor, we have a glitch that happens. We're not able to open the scanner. So for some reason we are able to open the scanner, because sometimes when you call Regina, you have a chance that the scanner gets breaks and you can't open it. And normally we would save load there, but we don't have to do that today.
Yeah, and Victor's one of the unlicensed, unregulated ripperdocs in the city, who you can basically go to get all the augmentations you want.
As you saw there, there's 2 mandatory that you have to take, which is the optics and the hand, so you can see your HUD for ammo during the run. We also pick up the nervous system, which allows us to do a certain trick, which you'll see later in the run.
We're not going to spoil it for you guys.
pretty useful. But yeah, we'll talk more about that as it comes up. It won't be too long.
But this was also why we duped the money, so we had enough so we could buy that. Because even though the optic and the hand thing are free, the nervous system isn't.
Yes, we also need a 15k about halfway through the run to progress further.
Yes.
So that's an easy way to get some cash real quick. And then here, we're going to make use of Regina. And we're going to skip this animation here where we have to wait for Jackie to get up. There we go. We can just skip that completely, and we use that a number of times in the run again. So it's not the only time we're going to see that. And coming up here we have Dex. A very, very long car ride, which we can't really do anything about. I will say I do have a $25 bounty for anyone who wants to play their cards and try to find a way to skip these car rides.
Yeah.
So join the Discord if you want to learn more about that.
Something I'll mention here, there's a strat that some runners do, which is still being worked on, because if you mess it up, it does lose you time. But you actually get the cops on you there before you get into Dex's car, because Regina hangs up on you, meaning you can get in before her phone call finishes. When you get out the car on the other end, you then have to shoot another person or get the cops on you in one way or another. So she hangs up again, so you can then interact with the next call you need. And then the calls overlap, meaning you can fit through both of them at the same time.
I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's something that me and Drek have been experimenting with, and I think Scythe is doing already.
And this is why we have Toasty here. Toasty knows stuff.
Yeah, as I said, I'm one of the resident glitch finders. Yeah.
You know stuff that I don't.
Find us a way to skip this car ride. Please.
As of right now, I can't find anything. I've tried. I have spent hours trying.
I've tried as well to try to skip these car rides.
Yes.
I just stumble across useless random junk that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to explain the one thing that you did find, Panda? I know we're not going to see it in this run, so we might as well explain it.
Explain it close to the time, because there's actually a point in the room where we could see it.
Okay,
There's an outside chance.
We'll see.
Highly unlikely, though.
There's
We'll
still
see.
a chance.
We'll see.
Yeah. What about the Black Unicorn Katana that we're not allowed to use, which we're all quite salty about?
So, when you pre-ordered the game, or got the game within the first week, you had additional content which came with the game, which includes a katana, which we thought would be a good idea to grab. However, we can't, for the longevity, have that be an acceptable thing for the speedrun, because not everyone will have access to this, as it was a pre-order / early purchase of the game reward.
I don't think it was pre-order. Yeah. I don't think it was pre-order. I think it was if you linked your account with GOG, you get access to that.
That was the
pre-order. Yeah, it was the pre-order and first week was when you got it. That's what I'm saying. So if you bought it after that, you can't get access to it, which is why we've basically said we can't grab that at the start of the game, which we would have done in V's apartment before we went down to the Ripper Dock.
It wouldn't really speed up anything that much. We can use our fist for the first third of the game, and then we're going to pick up another free katana somewhere else we're going to use for the rest of the game. Don't really call this a pacifist run, because we are going to use the pistol in the couple times that the game requires us to do it, but for the most part we're just going to be using melee weapons.
I'd say
and that definitely is pacifist. they're just sleeping, I promise.
Tranquilizer gun.
Well, there is a glitch in the game that exists, which we don't utilize in the run because it is slow to get, because you need Street Cred 20, where you can use the Tranquilizer Dart with the arm cannon, which one-hits any enemy in the game, including any bosses, as long as they are not robots. If they are a robot or synthozoid, they will not be one-shot, but any humanoids will.
I'd say I've probably got time for 1 or 2 donations, Cheese, if you've got any more come through.
Yeah, of course. We have a $10 donation from Pikastroff, who writes, "Just wanted to donate because Nick is an awesome person. Good luck with the run."
Thank you, Pikastroff. If you don't know who he does a lot with the SMS Bingo community, and I do as well. I'm one of the restreamers. You should really check them out, because they do a lot of fun stuff. They have matches every week with some Super Mario Sunshine Bingo. They're pretty fun to watch, so go check them out as well. And check out Bingothon, who does all the restreaming for that.
Oh, very cool. And I do want to mention that bid or that donation went to the Super Mario All Star, or will be wrapping up around the Super Mario All Stars any percent run. Is the bonus game for the Wacky World of Miniature Golf cutscene percent run by our very own Big John. This is an incentive that I really want to see met. It's going to be a great run for sure.
Yeah, and coming up here we have a very important glitch you're going to see throughout the run as well. This is something we call fast travel storage. So pretty much we can store the fast travel animation, and we can call fast travel from anywhere instead of just fast travel points.
Yeah, and oh, sorry, Nick. Go ahead.
Go for it.
I was just gonna say, you would think that this would be absolutely game-breaking, and when I first heard of it, I was like, oh my god, this is it! This is it! This is what we could use to skip all the cutscenes, right? No. You can't. So, the way that CDPR structures their quests in this game, and the car rides are really locked down. You can't do anything. The skips that we do have in this game are basically, you do the quest up to the last objective, pretty much, or the quest fact, which is what's happening in the background. And from that point, you can, like, hit the last trigger from, the other side. I'm trying to be generic because it can happen in a lot of quests throughout the game. You hit the trigger from the other side, which is typically faster, which you'll see in the All Foods plant coming up. And as well, you saw it with the elevator within the rescue. So we went from the bottom of the elevator just right to the top of the elevator to hit the trigger, which ended up being just a little bit faster because we were able to skip the dialogue. And that's pretty much what you're going to see in terms of skips or sequence breaks in this game. It's just only near the ends of missions.
Yeah, and that was one of the 3 times you see us drive a vehicle in this game.
Yeah, I think it's actually one of the 2 times. We're not playing Nomad, are we?
And so, Nick, I saw that you went kind of fast there. What was that about?
Oh, so that's something we called K-hopping, or Kritikov hopping, if you want the full name. So pretty much, there's a glitch in this game where if you, let's see, yeah, if you, I can't remember how to do it now. Can't remember how to explain it.
It's so like instinctive now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I've actually got a explanation on my screen. So
Perfect.
What you do is you aim with your gun or your melee weapon, double tap a movement key to dodge, release the aim, double tap it again in the desired direction, and then spam jump.
Yeah,
so
pretty
it's
much. Yeah, we take advantage of a glitch in the game, unintended glitch, obviously. So we can just use the Kritikov. Usually that's so you can dodge stuff, but if we spam fast enough, you can actually use it to launch yourself across the map.
Yeah, so basically you're taking those like 4 dodges with the 2 aim down sight and 2 not aim down sight, and you're stacking them during the slowdown effect of the Korenzikov, and you're using this to get you more speed, which happens because of the slowdown time and, the weird physics in the game. Then, from there, you can continue this speed by bunny hopping, which is pretty traditional bunny hopping. You just tap space as you're hitting the ground and you can maintain your speed. There's a lot more advanced movement tech, but unfortunately we're not going to see any more in this particular run, and I'll get into that later.
Yeah, I actually have a jump bound to scroll wheel to make it easy to bunny hop. The classic CSGO strat.
Classic.
Yep. In this fight here, with the negotiating the deal, you can just kill Dum Dum, which is the guy who you were negotiating the deal with, as every other enemy will just drop dead around him. Not sure why this is. I couldn't find a trigger for it when I looked, but it happens.
We're not going to complain.
No. Also, with K-hopping, as we call it, you can stack K-hops on top of each other. So once you've got going, when your cooldown of 4 seconds is over for the initiation of the dodge in slow-mo, you can stack it as long as you're on the floor with more dodges, so you can get even more speed.
Quickly, what you saw there, that's the fast travel storage in action. You can just skip the rest of All Foods like that.
Oh, wait, you mean there wasn't a data term in the middle of the All Foods factory?
I thought you just called an Uber.
Yeah, so basically, as soon as you hit the button that I think it's like it cycles the factory or something so you can move on, the quest fact gets updated in the background to escape All Foods. So all you need to do, you don't need to go through and kill everything, you just need to leave the plant. So what we do is we execute the fast travel storage, and we hit the exit trigger of the plant, which is just like the back door, and that just finishes it, which saves probably a good 30 seconds to like a minute or so.
It's 2
about
minutes.
30 seconds.
It's
2 minutes?
about 2 minutes, roughly.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah. Also, to add on top of that, we have to wait before we fast travel out because otherwise Jackie breaks. We have to move forward and drop down because we have to wait a certain amount of time for Jackie to get to a certain area because otherwise Jackie will teleport straight back inside the building after you get to him. Which
Wait, you're telling me Jackie's not consistent? Since when did this happen?
Jackie? No.
He's always a slow one.
You'll see later in the run how slow he is.
Yeah.
We're gonna do another fast travel storage here, just after the BD tutorial here.
Yeah, and the BDs are what we were talking about at the start of the run about the flashing images. So again, we're going to warn you before it happens. So if you have any chance of an epileptic fit, we'll let you know to look away.
Yeah, and this is really where you can see the K-hopping in action right here.
K-hopping is one that you're gonna say, oh, I got hit by the barbed wire there, but you're gonna see that throughout the run. Yeah.
That was a beautiful hit.
Usually I get hit by a car there.
Oh, I've had it where, okay, so a random physics glitch that happens in this game is boosting with cars. Car boosting, as it's been dubbed. Where they can shoot you really far. But it's really imprecise and really hard to pull off for any consistency. I've had it where I've been hit there by a car, I've been launched into the stratosphere and about 12 miles down the road.
How many times have you been run over by your own car, though, Toasty?
A few times, because that happens.
Yeah,
We
the
thought
AI,
Roach was bad.
Yeah, the car AI in this game is worse than Roach in The Witcher 3. And if you've watched The Witcher 3 speedrun, you know that we like to abandon Roach immediately because Roach is not the best of forces.
Yeah.
Poor Roach.
Yeah, poor Roach.
Shout out to Roach.
And that's a little Easter egg. If you start with the Street Kid life path, if you listen very closely, you might hear the main theme for The Witcher 3 in the bar where you start out with Street Kid only.
Oh, yeah, and also we'll hear some of the Witcher 3 theme later on in a mission. I'll point it out when we get to it, just because I don't want to spoil anything, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. I love some of the tiebacks that they did.
Hey, we weren't finished.
Probably squeeze in a donation or two while we go to the BD.
Well, yeah, of course. We have a $15 donation from Pandasis, who writes, "Definitely here for the memes." Pandasis donating here.
Cheers, sis.
They're gonna be a lot of memes here. Stay tuned.
Yeah, and I think this was definitely one from the community using the hashtag #HisOwnChumba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spreading the community love.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see why that's the thing in like a second.
Okay, so we're about to start the BD, so if you have any form of photosensitive epilepsy that could be set off by this, this is the perfect point to tune away the... I don't know how
5
long.
minutes.
Good 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just shout out to Judy, the absolute bay of this game. You disagree with me? Donate and prove me wrong.
Yeah, Judy, I think, seriously, I think she's one of the most developed characters in this game. I think her character arc, if you choose to go like with her story, is probably one of the best. It's really amazing.
I agree with that fully. Something else to add, no, unfortunately we only see her a couple of times in this run.
Better than none.
Yeah, if you're a Pan Am person, you'll see a lot more Pan Am. We have a whole, 30 minutes dedicated to Pan Am in this run?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
If you're a Pan Am
yeah.
person, get out of the stream.
Oh,
Panda!
Yeah, well, this tutorial section, this is like the big tutorial that we can't skip, unfortunately. So we gotta be staring at these BDs for the next 5-10 minutes. Again, if you're epileptic, you probably have left already, but this is gonna be going on for a while. Not much to talk about this, just follow the instructions as fast as possible.
There is something to talk about. With the first...
Something I'm not gonna do.
Yeah, something
learned
to mention that Nick won't do. In the first actual tutorial, this is a trick I found that apparently Cypher knew about, but didn't say. helpful. I found accidentally while streaming because I was like, this isn't meant to happen. What's going on? Here you get told to basically play the video, rewind it, fast forward it, and restart it. So you get taught how to do that. With the restart specifically, you can buffer them. So you restart, and then instantly after whilst it's restarting, you restart it again, which will restart the video feed twice, which will allow it to play when it's meant to be static and staying still.
Yeah, so if you look in the bottom right, this time not blocked by live split, you can see the keyboard controls there, and the second they appear, I'm going to press them, just to speed it up as fast as possible.
Yeah, this section was also a pain when I was like starting to work on the auto splitter. The way both Nick and I code the auto splitter is based on active quest facts, and this particular mission repeats the quest facts multiple times over, and it says fast forward, restart, fast forward. It's oh my gosh.
My favorite thing for the auto splitter and bugs though was still reward. My
OO
dear
reward.
friend.
Yeah, OO_reward gets called I think 7 or 8 times throughout the run. I didn't know when I was doing my first initial testing on it. And yeah, that caused a lot of problems. Also, there's stuff like sit_table, even for things where it's not you're not sitting at a table. And I'm like, what? Why is this a thing?
Maybe
Open
it pulls
cabinet.
up a table.
This game has a lot of nice quirks, just in the memory. If you've done auto splitters before, you're going to have quite a fun time working on this game.
Yeah. One of the other ones that is a nice one is open cabinet, which is apparently called 4 times throughout the whole game. I don't think you open a cabinet for any of them.
Yeah, open cabinet gets called for the very end of Act 1, and there is no cabinet to be seen at all.
Well, unless you're underneath a cabinet.
Maybe I don't know, but yeah. In trying to make like an auto split, like we were trying to find a quest fact to split on the end of the first act, which is where the title screen comes up. And the first one that comes up is open_cabinet, which gets called a bunch, even though there's no cabinets, by the way. And then the next one is OO_reward, or OO reward, as we started to call it. Yeah. And yeah, they're both terrible quest facts because they get called like a bajillion times.
For no reason.
Let's be honest, this entire game is just basically a 3-hour glitch exhibition.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did we missed his own Toomba?
Oh yeah.
His own Toomba.
Chumba. Something to note with the language. Most runners run on Polish because it is the fastest language by a couple of minutes. This is because the dialogue is faster. Unlike other games where it's usually Japanese or something, because it's not based on the text scroll speed, it's based on the actual voice acting.
Yeah, I'm not playing on Polish because the characters sound pretty bad in Polish. This game is, unlike The Witcher, this game is built for an English audience instead of a Polish audience.
It's gone from English to Polish, not Polish to English.
Yes.
I got any more donations, Cheese? Anything you want to plug?
Well, yeah, I would love to mention that everyone who donates at least a minimum of $25 is eligible to win one of our 2 prizes that our generous sponsor ViewSonic's provided. There's a ViewSonic VX2758. I think there's a longer model number there that's kind of been memified throughout this marathon, but it's a 27-inch QHD or 1440 resolution monitor with a 144 hertz refresh rate, and the minimum donation required is $35. And also a ViewSonic Elite XG270, also a 27-inch display that's a full HD or 1080p monitor with a 240 hertz refresh rate. That's a $25 minimum donation, but those are cumulative. So $5 here, $5 there. If you're using the same information throughout those.
Does that mean theoretically we could actually get both monitors?
I don't know the specifics on that. I mean, statistically, I would say likely not. But I don't know if since one makes you ineligible to win the other. But yeah, those are just some of the incentives to donate. Since this money is obviously going toward the Alzheimer Funding, you could get something back.
Yeah, we're coming up to we're in the last BD here. This is the one we can actually speed up quite a bit. So we're not supposed to know about this item back here, back by the bed, but we know about it. So it actually does exist before we scan the other stuff. So we can just scan it right here and skip pretty much the whole BD. Of course, I missed it.
I guess I don't think we touched on this particular detail about language, but yeah, so Polish is faster for any percent. The reason for that, and Toasty, I think you know this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason we use Polish for any percent is because the dialogue in the car rides, like the actual audio files, are shorter. So in voice, it's a lot faster. But for longer categories, like for instance, 100% / all quests, whatever you'd like to call it, it's not on the leaderboard yet, but Cold Cypher is running it right now. Japanese is actually faster for that particular category just because of the text, which I don't actually know where that comes into play, but I believe Cypher, so...
There's one segment where the text is used and it saved, I think, 2.5 minutes because of it. But
wow.
I'm not entirely sure because I haven't done my own testing as of yet. I still need to.
Yeah, we found a lot about Cypher. Go check him out. He has a pretty killer any percent time. I think it's the 2:52:01 in game time. And
speedy.
none of us, we cannot get even closer this time. I think the second place time is like a 2:59. So.
Yep, that's the end of the BD. So if you were looking away, you can look back now.
Welcome back.
Also, on the topic of Cypher, he is also the title screen record holder with a 58:23. He gets through title screen and the whole game faster than anyone.
Yeah. Go check him out. He's done a lot of work on the run as well.
He hasn't got Cyber Psychos yet, but give him chance.
he's coming. He's coming.
That was also another fast travel storage, by the way. So we set that up, I think, far before the brain dances, which was some minutes ago now. But we're using it now.
We mentioned it, and we do have to go into the inventory now because it's again unintended. So glitches some stuff out. So you have when you're done with it, you have to go into the inventory and get back out.
Yeah, fast travel storage is really interesting. If you store the fast travel and then you fast travel to a data term that's within your rendered region, it sort of just teleports you there without a loading screen, and it's fine. It's just basically like a teleport. But most of the time that doesn't happen because they're not rendered, so you pretty much have to go to the one that's like right in front of you, which isn't really any use at all, so we don't see it. Most of the time we'll be fast traveling to data terms that are much further than our currently rendered region, which will give us a loading screen, and then basically it freezes time, and we just have to open up the inventory and then reclose it just to bring things back to normal.
Fun fact, Nick just skipped through the dialogue with Jackie on the phone to his mother. You can actually call Jackie during that and speak to him while he's speaking to his mother.
This game is weird. The phone calls, they're known to be very, very glitchy sometimes.
I was going to state, this section here has a couple different variations of what runners do. So at the start, when you're coming into the afterlife, you run past Jackie, so you can miss a trigger, which forces you to walk. So you can run whilst inside the afterlife. And then once you're inside the afterlife, you can either run straight to the chair and call Regina, which Knick-Knack did, or as I do, you can, once you're in, you can talk to Claire briefly at the bar, which is slightly faster, because you can force Jackie to the chair faster and get down without having to pause before getting in the chair. And then going through, you see him call Regina again, allowing Jackie to be moved faster along. The door opens, you take the phone call in here so you can get Jackie into this room as fast as possible. As we've said, Jackie is slow.
Jackie is very slow. Jackie likes to take his time and, stroll.
He wants to make sure that he's primed for anything that happens. Just like you can use your Prime Gaming sub to sub to the ESA stream.
Here we go.
And here we have one of the best characters in the game, Delamain, or Delapane, or Delaway. Many different names.
Agent 47.
There we go. He is who we replace Regina with when phoning later on.
Delamain's actually a pretty likable character. If you look very closely on the screen here, you see the destination is completely wrong.
Yep.
CDPR, please fix.
Yeah, so the destination is wrong. The line underneath it is wrong because we ask him about combat mode, and he says that combat mode is disabled because we are not in combat.
Autopilot
I
is
never
on,
thought of
though.
that.
Oh yeah, it is autopilot.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it always be autopilot? I mean,
Yes.
does anyone ever driving the Delamain cab other than Delamain? Which would mean it would be autopilot? Also, by the way, the Delamain questline, epistrophe, or however you want to say it, definitely one of my favorite side quests. It's really hilarious. If you never did it,
Yes.
do it.
It's very nice. There's a very nice Easter egg here. Some very special people at Valve.
Yeah,
You might know.
it had me laughing. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I just got a WhatsApp from my mum saying I thought Jackie was a woman.
Definitely not. Well, I mean, I guess, you know, we don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, if you listen very close here, this is my favorite song in the game. It's very, very nice and calming.
I would, but I can't actually hear any of the game audio whatsoever.
Well, you can't, but everyone else can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Panda.
Yeah, put me in the corner. I'll go sit in the naughty corner, shall I?
Kind of feels like you're losing that steel grip of yours.
Seems to me like
I got any more
Domain-
donations or anything, cheese? Anything else?
Well, I would like to take another moment to discuss some of the incentives that you can donate towards. There's a $300 incentive in Teslagrad for Kojin to show off a new skip that was found for New Game Plus using the extended blink hitbox and AI manipulation. That goal currently sits at $235. And in Deltarune, there's a bid war to choose which blindfold that Bubsy will wear during the run. Currently, Black Penguin is in the lead.
Ooh, good choice.
I like the seal one.
Well,
White Seal is trailing with no donation, so if you want to see that, you got to make sure you get that donation in.
as you can see right
Come
here,
on, people.
Delamain is not the best driver.
Yeah, Delamain is quite hilarious. He will, what can we say? You know,
He'll do some weird
he's a bit of a reckless driver. You'll
Like
see him
all the
crash
AI.
through, yes, like the entire AI of Night City. You know, maybe that's on purpose. Maybe that's just how people drive in Night City. That's just, you know, part of his AI is just to fit in with everyone in Night City. But yeah, he'll crash through, you know, other cars and run people down, and he just doesn't care. He's just getting somewhere, you know what I mean?
Active camouflage.
There's
Beep
actually,
MF, dude.
there's actually
what
an
the future holds.
explanation. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
There's
that's what the. Go ahead, go for it.
There's an explanation for why he's reckless and all the drivers are reckless in this game, and that's because the cars are on rails. So every car that's driving around is on a strict path. No matter what's going on in the game, they are on a strict path and they go to that destination. And they stop at certain points, no matter what. They always drive at certain points, no matter what, unless V is standing in front of them, causing them to stop.
What do you mean stop? They drive straight through me.
Yeah, what were you going to say, Nick? Sorry for interrupting.
Well, I was gonna say that's what the future holds for us.
Yeah.
So we're coming into Konpeki Plaza. Nothing special here, Jackie. This is where Jackie shines the most. He's the slowest here than any other part of the game.
Yeah, JR&G is heavy in this section.
Yes,
Yes.
very much so.
So,
You're gonna see a very special someone right here. Say hello to Hideo Kojima. He somehow made it his way into this game.
Everyone's in Night City, apparently.
Yep. So, something you saw when he came into Konpeki after signing in is he ran to the elevator. This is so during a section later we don't have to call the elevator and wait a second, as it's already on its way up and is stationary there till you use it later on. Right now he ran over to the bartender so he can skip a bit of dialogue with him so he can move Jackie faster. This was a skip found originally by Direct and utilized most after that.
Not your style. We nailed the part or what?
Yeah, so we're in this hotel to steal the relic that we found in the BD, and that is what we've been employed to get, and what all of the setup has been up to this point.
Yeah, so basically, V and Jack here, at this point, sort of just low-level mercs who are just trying to, you know, get it in big, right? And this is supposed to be their first big job, and we'll see things don't go quite as planned, unfortunately.
Yeah, so you saw how to reload the game there. You need to have access to the scanner, but since we called Regina, again, you have a small chance of getting the scanner bug, we just can't use it. So we use a simple save load. Usually fixes
Bug?
it for us.
In this game? Nah, I don't believe you.
No.
I've never
in this.
never seen one of those, Nick.
Intended exploits.
Definitely.
Maybe.
They're called features.
Peaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is one of many auto-scroller segments where we're guiding this flathead through some of the, I guess, apartments, suites,
Sweet.
air rooms. We're guiding the flathead through these rooms here to, I think it's supposed to access the security of the building? I can't quite remember, actually.
Because plot.
Because plot, yeah, it's a plot thing.
So
But to us, it's just an auto-scroller, so...
yes, it's an auto scroller. The reason that they're using the bot for story reasons is we're going to the main security room, so we can hack what is known as a dweller. So we have control of the cameras and the communications within the building.
Just a big thank you to CD Projekt Red for shouting out my wife in this scene. Hi, Kat.
Yeah. This is pretty much a section of pure skill. There's nothing you can really do to speed it up.
I mean, yeah, this is just a point-and-click adventure. I mean, if we're being fully honest
As
here.
with most of the game, yep.
Yeah, I don't think... Is there anything we can even do
Yes.
to speed up this section?
There's stuff
Yes.
we can do. We can skip some dialogue and stuff like that, but not that much.
Good
Uh,
execution.
So yeah,
Yes,
basically
exactly.
perfect execution, and then also there's a little trick you can do because the camera is automatically dragged to certain areas. If you spam the tab key, or the bring up the scan key, it will stop the camera from being forced to be pulled to an area, so you don't lose control of it. Which was only very recently discovered by Drek and myself during a run.
I mean, if you really think about it, everything else in this game and every other game is really just a point-and-click adventure.
Maybe.
Suppose you could make a point for that for every game, yeah. Point your mouse at that, click.
Exactly. Point your mouse at that, click a keyboard.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that.
I mean, in that case, getting world record should be, easy, right? Just point and click.
Yeah, just good
Forehead.
execution. For 3 hours.
Just point and click. That's all you gotta do. No problem. Yeah, by the way, this is sit_table. That does not look like you're sitting on a table to me. I guess there is a table there, but there's other ones that are much less, not even close to being related to sitting at a table.
I just want
The
to
correct
say,
term is couch.
them two fish are foreshadowing something that happens later in the run. Remember an orange fish and a blue fish.
Don't spoil it for the fans.
If they get it from that, they're doing a damn good job.
I'd like to also take the second to shout out Drek, hey_I'm Drek. He's one of the other runners. He is funny to watch. He is one of the other glitch finders for the game. So if you like this content, yeah, go check him out.
Yep. Coming up is the best joke in the game, so we're just going to have a bit of quiet time so we can truly appreciate it.
There's the awkward silence. You, wanna hear a joke?
Now? Seriously?
Okay, so why'd the Rocker Boys output kick him out of the apartment? Because he wasn't chipping in.
Haha.
Ah, very
Very
funny,
funny.
Jackie. That's very good. Thank you, Jackie.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Chippin' In is a song sang by Samurai, the vocalist, which Johnny Silverhand is and portrayed in this game. So
Yeah, which, by the way, Chippin' In with Carrie Eurodyne was released on Spotify. It is amazing. Thank you very much for releasing that version, Martin. I think it was Martin. Yeah, Martin P. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that Polish last name.
but obviously it was originally a 1990s jazz song.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, the original. But yeah, big shout outs to I don't want to say the wrong name. Okay, Martin P. and PT A are the people who worked. I'm shortening these names because I don't want to mispronounce them. But thank you guys very much for doing an amazing job on the soundtrack of this game. And sorry, it's Marcin, not Martin. That's I tried to make it as easy as possible for myself, and I still mess it up. But thank you guys very much for making an amazing soundtrack to this game. It's absolutely fantastic.
It is
Okay,
great,
so
yeah.
while Toasty butchered those names, what happened?
I didn't butcher them. It was meta.
No, it was
You for it.
definitely Toasty. Don't know what you mean.
Yep. Oh no, the heist has gone wrong. Who would have ever have guessed that would happen?
Yeah, so Nick, what happened there while I was embarrassing myself?
Yeah, so we're supposed to steal the relic, and here we have it here. But Arasaka somehow found out that we were coming to steal the relic, so they were prepared. So they're trying to kill us, so we had to drop down into this little maintenance section here to try to get away from them and to not die.
I thought it was the response was because they locked down because the old man had died.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Saburo Arasaka is the, I guess, CEO, or
Whoa.
maybe in this dystopian world, it's more of an overlord. But Saburo Arasaka is sort of the lead of the Arasaka Corporation, which is a militant corporation, which basically is one of the governments in Night City, because they just have so much control. And you know, with that, having this person die is kind of a big deal, especially because if you didn't see, it was Yorinobu Arasaka who murdered him.
You need
so.
to get him out of the lift.
Also, this dude's just kind of chilling. Yeah.
There he is. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Where's Jackie?
Oh, you know, Jackie's just doing Jackie
There
things
he is.
as he does.
There he is.
Yep,
Nice and slow.
Jackie be slow.
Jackie doesn't have time for your stuff.
Goodbye.
We've got a friend.
I've got.
Fun
By the
fact, that guy can actually
Bye bye Night
completely
City.
get
Yeah.
to drop
Bye-bye, Night
that
City.
key.
Yeah, Jackie's quite slow.
Quite. Understatement of the century there.
So we've tried I know Toasty has tried a lot to try and skip this elevator, but unfortunately there's a trigger in this elevator that we have to hit no matter what. So we've tried everything. I think Toasty's dedicated like 8 or 9 hours to try and skip this elevator. But
Yeah, I've spent a total of 8.5 hours trying to skip this one elevator ride. Just this one.
unfortunately we can't do that.
I could have done 2.5 any percent runs in that time.
Yeah, so during this escape section, we can sort of manipulate Jackie to sprint or to teleport, depending on the situation. A lot of the NPCs can be manipulated to sprint. I think I can credit myself to finding that. If I wasn't the first one to find it, which I probably wasn't because it's really simple. I think I was the one to introduce it to the Discord, but basically you can run in like a circle next to an NPC, or some NPCs. I don't know why it doesn't work sometimes, but you can run in a circle next to NPCs and it'll make them sprint as well. Or you could just run super far ahead of them and sometimes they'll teleport. And sometimes they won't, I don't know.
So right here we just saw Jackie actually get pretty good RNG with it. He got about 3/4 of the way, which is more than he normally does. He usually gets about halfway, then slows down.
And then he does this, even though there's tons of people shooting at us.
Yeah, and going really slow, and in a second he's going to become Usain Bolt.
So say hi to Delamain again.
Hi, Delamain.
Hi,
Hello.
Delamain. Love you. Miss you.
Yeah. So we literally just sprinted, and Jackie's the other side of the car already.
Hey, at least the display is right now.
Yeah.
All correct, yeah.
Well, I broken clocks right twice a day. So yeah, we got another unskippable cutscene. There's a bit of shooting actually involved in this one. But Cheese, if you got any more donations, any shout outs, anything you want to push?
Yeah, of course. We have a $20 donation from Chief Fifth. with no comment, but we definitely want to thank you for that donation. And I will say that that donation went towards the wacky world of miniature golf cutscene percent run by Big John, our very own Big John. And so, yeah, definitely, we have a long way to go to get that incentive met, but I think we can do it if we just keep getting donations in.
So you might have seen there, this very emotional, very high part of the story gets ruined by the bugs and glitches of this game. You might have seen there that the screen went black outside the domain. You'll see that a couple other times. Just kind of ruins the immersion of this supposedly emotional scene.
Wait a minute, this game's broken?
Yeah,
I should have
know.
mentioned, yeah, I should have mentioned spoilers, but you're watching the speedrun.
Yeah, this scene hit me pretty hard when I first played it. I remember in 2018, they showed Jackie's death, but they also did say that you would be able to save him, which is, I think, why they showed that. And then, I guess in between then and now, they must have cut that option out. And so they literally just spoiled this back in, like, 2018, which is super rough. Or maybe it was 2019, I can't remember, but... yeah, so I think at one point there was some option to save Jackie, but unfortunately there is no way to save Yochumba.
Yep.
He will
Unfortunately,
pass.
also no gun clip this time.
Yes, the first time that I played this, I have a clip, I don't know if I can post it in the chat, but I have a clip where the biochip in Jackie's head was swapped with an asset of a pistol. And he pulls it out of his head and hands it to you, and I was like, what do you want me to do with this?
Put him out of
Yeah.
his misery.
It was weird.
You might see that later on with another character. Hint, hint.
Oh, actually, coming up right now, we got some pretty good RNG. We've got a guy walking next to the car, which actually opens a door and a gate on the inside if he goes into the building.
Stay here and don't move.
So he won't.
Right back.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can remember where all the OO rewards get called in. We're about to hit one of them. I know that.
Yep.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, well.
Oh, we didn't. Sometimes you have the ability to sprint here. We don't have that today, but we're gonna do something called rail slide. Hopefully it works. Didn't work yesterday.
And is that just like an edge run, basically?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so
There's a
how
couple
that
different names.
Yeah, so
There's a couple
it's
different names, but yeah, they're pretty much the same.
yeah, it's in that section that's the rail slide, but it's an edge run, which basically means you're gaining speed on the ledge. The reason being is when you're on the ledge, you're on the edge of it, so you're getting downwards velocity, which isn't capped until a certain point. But because you're powering up with forward velocity, you can get insane speeds at the same time. Meaning you can slingshot yourself forward off those railings.
Yeah, you might have seen it on Reddit or in earlier versions of the speedrun. Also, some routes still use it right before all foods. I'm pretty sure Drek uses an edge run right before all foods. Do you? Okay, yeah. There's an edge run you can use right before all foods, and you can build up that speed with the edge run, and then you can continue it with bunny hopping. And that's what I mean by this game has incredible movement tech, and it has super amazing glitches and skips. And we just have so many cutscenes that we also have to watch in between those times, and it can be very frustrating. So, again, CDPR, please.
Yep.
Give us away.
Congratulations, Nick, on
Give us
your
away.
title screen
Yeah.
run. Good job.
That's actually not too bad. A 105.51 on my timer. So
Yeah, that's real time, isn't it, as well?
And
that's real
here's-
time. Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the OO reward, by the way. So
Oh, whoa.
everyone drop the OO rewards. in chat.
Oh, whoa, reward.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just being told that this is any percent. Why did nobody tell me? I have only wrote this much material.
Oh, you've only got
So-
another 2 hours to go.
Yep. So we're coming up to the interlude here. We're going to be playing as a very special character. You might know who he is by now if you played casually.
Or if you've read anything about the game, to be fair.
Say hello to Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
So during these interlude sections here, we have the ability to play as him. Can't really change the outcome of this section here, but we can just play as him and see what happens in his life. Because in present time, which is 2077, he's been dead for about 50 years. And this little interlude here takes place in 2023, so not too far away from now.
So what you're saying is samurai in 2 years?
Maybe. If we're lucky.
Coming up after this small little interlude where we're stuck in this AV or helicopter is a shooting section, which we will be going for a 1 cycle. However, it's very, very tight, meaning a 2 cycle is usually what you get. However, if you don't get the 1 cycle, but you kill everyone just in the moment, it will still be a 2 cycle because the helicopter has to fly around again.
Yep, so we're going to go and rescue Trinity. Wait a minute, Morpheus this time.
This is Matrix 2.0 if you can't tell.
Yep, so probably got time for, what, 1 or 2 donations?
Well, yeah, I definitely want to remind everyone why we are here. You're watching ESA Winter 21. We're raising money for Alzheimer Funding, which is the Swedish national fundraising organization focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. The aim and purpose of Alzheimer Funding is to increase the fundraising for the benefit of scientific research in order to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. Yearly, Alzheimer Funding Science Council and Board of Directors grant scientists and projects around 30 million Swedish krona. This enables the training for caregivers on the subject of dementia and even organizes projects, camps, and events for youngsters affected in different ways due to parents or other relatives diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
And by the way, this track here is the one that has the Witcher 3 main theme in it. I can't hear it right now, so I can't really pick it out, but you guys have audio, so... but yeah, it's playing right now, I'm pretty sure.
Just out of interest, Nick, do you know Kung Fu now?
I know.
Me personally, no, but I know Johnny does. So we'll see if we can go for the 1 cycle here. It's very tight. I might not get it, but we'll see.
Yep, so we're actually playing as Johnny Silverhand right now, and we're trying to do a bit of... I've been told to call it activism, not terrorism, but it's terrorism.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get the 1 cycle. That was actually pretty bad.
It happens. If you get in the 2nd cycle, you know, isn't that bad a time loss?
It's just like that one scene from The Matrix, except, like, instead of a badass minigun, you just have this dinky old thing. And it's an auto-scroller.
Do you want to go stand in front
it.
of that gun meta and we'll check, see if it's a dinky little gun?
I don't know, man. That thing shoots like rubber bullets. Well, don't get me wrong. I don't think I'd want to get hit by them, but...
Yeah.
These guys up here actually have quite a bit of health. You have to shoot them like a couple times to get them killed.
Yeah. Unlike that minigun, though, this pistol, she rocking.
Yeah, this pistol
she
is
rocking hard,
amazing.
You'll see Johnny Neely here.
If nicnac can actually hit people.
My aim doesn't suck today. Yeah.
We got some classic Drek aim here.
There we go. Not bad.
Yep. So like I say,
another big gun section here.
What's the hashtag for the community if they want to donate and make sure we know it's from the community?
I've already posted it into the Discord.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Should be on the Cyberpunk general page.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, this gun is one of the awesome things. You are able to actually get everything of Johnny's, including his arm, by various side quests.
Okay, my aim was not that bad. It was alright.
It was a lot better than your practice runs, I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, I think this is another one where we get the OL reward. I forget.
Yeah, this
yes,
is another
it is.
one.
So what are your guys' favourite quests in this game that
Wait,
we're
hold
not
on.
going to see? Oh yeah.
Yeah. You gotta go for the swag jump.
Oh, no bounce.
No bounce. Oh, Toasty, you want to tell us about the bounce that you can get here?
So there's a very, very slim chance your character can, when you get knocked down from the explosion, you will go about halfway down and then get bounced back up to the door, so you don't actually see any of the characters. It saves about 4 seconds for no reason, but, you know, it happens.
Make that Johnny boy go boing!
Well, he's Neo. He can fly.
That's true.
Yep.
I have seen him bounce on concrete, so...
Yep.
We all know that Johnny is just a big rubber ball.
Yep. Boing. So, like I was saying, what is your guys' favourite quest that we're not going to see?
Pyramid Song.
Oh,
And
that's a good one.
it's not for the explicit scene. It's just really good. it's seriously, it's just really, really good. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but it's very, very good.
We believe you.
Yeah. Now you
That
get
to
to
look- that-
visit.
yeah.
You get to visit a really unique area. Again, I'm trying to be as vague as possible because I want people to experience it if they never have. But you get to visit a unique area that you wouldn't otherwise without the quest. And the music is amazing. It brings tears to my eyes, and the environment is gorgeous. I love it so much.
As a Cyber Psycho runner, I've got to say the Cyber Psycho quest. It's just so unique in this game.
Okay, I know which quest you're on about.
I forget what that's actually called. I think it's literally just
We're in the Matrix now. So this is the Matrix 1.
I'm pretty much just waiting for Johnny to get up, but I can just keep going.
So
There we
Nick,
go.
what's your favorite quest line? Do you have one that we don't do in any percent?
I haven't really played casually that much, and I probably should.
How
But my
dare you?
my favorite that I have played is that Delmine side quest I forgot the name for.
Oh yeah,
It's
that is
yeah.
quite
The one
good.
with
Yeah.
the one with the Easter egg.
It's really funny. Yeah, again, I won't. I don't want to give any details, but yeah, I was laughing at it. It's really funny.
It's a pretty fun Easter egg. Go buy this game.
Yep.
Except if you're on
Toasty.
console.
Toasty, as someone who's 100%ed the game, do you have a favorite quest line that's not done in any percent?
Most of Judy's quest lines, I really enjoy them.
Yeah, for sure.
Other quest lines. There's one with the guy who's got the grenade on his nose. That's a very
Oh,
fun,
yeah.
very, very short quest. Very fun, very entertaining dialogues that happen, and
Yeah.
that's also got a really cool glitch with it, which gives you invincibility. But unfortunately, we can't use it in the run.
Also, fun fact, that guy's name is Ozob, which backwards is Bozo, which is definitely intentional. And again, shows that this game is designed for an English audience, because that just wouldn't work in Polish.
Just so you know, there are actual male romance book characters available, not just Judy and Panam.
We're not gonna get too much into detail about that, but yeah. If you want to learn more, look it up for yourself.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of YouTube videos.
So, Nick, what's going on with the main quest here?
So
why
we
are
happened to just
crawling?
get revived, and we just ended up in a landfill here. Here's Dex over there who
I
shot us
call
earlier.
hacks.
Oh, and by the way, the quest fact for this area is dig. Just
Yep, dig.
Normally it's like 00 underscore talk underscore Jackie. This one's just dig. That's it.
This is our dear friend Takamura. You might have seen him earlier in the Kompeki Plaza.
You mean
But-
Trollamora?
So
You
the
get to know
reason-
why. You get to know why he's named Troll later on.
Yeah. So Takamura, there's a reason he comes for you now, and that's because when you're hiding from Arasaka in the building in the little cubbyhole, he scans you through the wall, which is why it comes up saying unregistered scan. He's actually scanning you through the wall, so he knows you're there, which is why he knows who you are and how to find you later on, as in now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
I
is something
thought he
that-
was just a creepy stalker.
Not quite.
Oh, and by the way, all the names of the Johnny quests, like for instance, we just finished Love Like Fire. That is the name of a samurai song, and yeah, all of the Johnny quests are named after samurai songs.
If you play the game casually, you can actually get all of Johnny's clothing items, and even you can get his gun casually with certain side quests. Obviously, you're not going to be seeing that here, but you can do that if you wanted to.
Yeah, even his arm.
Yep. There is an equipable item, which is his arm. It doesn't look very good with most setups, but there's a couple of ways to make it look pretty decent.
Yeah, I felt like during my casual playthrough, I found it very difficult to make my character look
Good.
normal, suitable even. I was always wearing some janky combinations of armor just to keep my armor rating up.
Normal by our standards or normal by Night City standards?
True. Very different standards for sure.
Yeah. So, unlike the first section here, that we don't have to do anything in, this one we actually have to do something in, or else we're gonna die. So instead of shooting at the people on the bikes, I'm shooting at the bikes to make them go boom boom.
They do go boom boom.
You might notice we have 0 health out of 0. That's a glitch.
Just a visual glitch.
We're not really invincible. We can still die here.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Okay, so here's the thing. Actually, Toasty, do you want to go into this? You explain this better than I do.
So right here in this moment, I don't know what causes it, but there's a chance you can actually get proper invincibility. I still need to do a lot of digging to work out why, but I think it's to do with a memory read issue. So when you switch back from Johnny to V, your health isn't the same from one character to the other. It's kept in separate memory values, I believe, like slightly off for each other. So the visual glitch that you see is just because it's not rendering the health correctly because you've switched from one to the other. Whereas the actual invincibility, I think it's still calling for Johnny's health pool, even though he's not technically an active character right now.
That sounds like some smart programming stuff that would maybe make sense. I don't know.
What page did you get that off?
As I said, I need to do a lot of digging to be able to work it out myself. If someone else in the community wants to go into that and try and recreate it and find a way to recreate it consistently, we would love you forever, because that's an invincibility glitch in a CDPR game. That's like gold dust.
We don't, we don't know a ton about it, but the TLDR of it is you will almost 100% of the time get the visual glitch where it says 0 out of 0 health, and sometimes you can get it to be legitimate invincibility. We just don't really know how to get that consistent yet.
And the only way to check is to get shot a lot.
Which we don't really plan on doing,
Yeah.
Funny story, actually. Back in November, we were very, very worried that this was going to be a very well-programmed game, and there were not going to be any big glitches. We were proven quite wrong.
Yeah, thank you, CDPR.
We were so young and innocent back then.
There's not much happening here, by the way. That's hence why we're not talking.
Yeah.
Just we're heading back to Victor here. You're going to see Misty again.
Cheese, rescue us.
Yes, please.
Well, here, hold on. I can... I mean, Cheese, do you have donations?
Well, I would definitely like to mention some more of these donation incentives.
Absolutely, yeah, go ahead.
For Teslagrad, there's a $300 incentive for the church slingshot. And basically, Kojin will show off a new skip that was found for New Game Plus using extended blink hitbox and AI manipulation. And I believe, let me refresh, I believe that goal currently sits at $235 toward that $300 incentive. But it's supposed to be pretty cool. I definitely would encourage everyone to not only donate for the cause, of course, but see that little glitch exhibition.
We do love glitches.
Yep.
We do.
What are you guys looking forward to seeing after this that's coming up? I know there's only a day left now, but anything anyone is dying to see?
There's a lot of good runs coming up after on Saturday, Sunday, depending on where you are. But
I can't say.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Super Mario 3D All Stars coming up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what time it is, but
it's 2 a.m. in England right now.
Yeah.
So.
We also got the Celeste dance pad, a Seaside dance pad. I've seen that run before at other marathons, and that's not one you want to miss. It's very insane.
I'm looking forward to the Emerald Randomizer. That's going to be quite fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't actually know of anything, but I'm looking at the schedule right now. The Pokemon Emerald Randomizer looks pretty cool. I do love Deltarune. Deltarune's amazing.
Oof, yeah.
I feel like there's always something you can watch.
We've got to shout out Big John with the golf.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
That will following. Big John obviously will be running the Super Mario All Stars. And if we can meet that $5,000 incentive goal before the end of that run, the legendary golf runner himself will be playing the Wacky World of Miniature Golf cutscene percent.
Cool.
I'm glad we hit that.
Yeah.
They're in the Outer Worlds. It was,
sorry to cut you off here, but we got some cool Easter eggs here. So if you've watched The Matrix, you might be aware of the red pill, blue pill scene, which is very famous by now. but instead of red pill, blue pill, it's orange pill, blue pill.
Yeah, and we've also got to say, this is what happens to Pokemon gym leaders when they take to illegal recreation activities.
Yeah, and the red pill, orange pill actually, sorry, orange pill, blue pill actually stands for something. So the blue pill Misty described as omega blockers that make stuff go slower. So pretty much just return back to the world that you were living before. And the orange pills actually, I'm not sure what the name is, but they stand for to make stuff go faster. You guys might know.
I forget. You know, I've heard it a bunch of times, but I forget. Also, fun fact: this is another OO reward. as soon as V lays down, we get another OO reward.
Yep.
So we have a nap now, which I wish I could have right now. But Johnny's back.
Panda's very tired.
Yeah, in the last 48 hours, I've probably had about 4 or 5 hours of sleep, so apologies if I sound tired.
Unacceptable.
I'm sorry.
You must be awake at all times.
Okay.
What, are you supposed to sleep every night? Come
So
on.
we're supposed to talk to Johnny here. Just ignore him. He's gonna get mad and push us down.
Yeah.
And if you look very closely here, you might actually realize that we're gonna be taking the orange pills. That were
Which are
actually in. Yeah.
for some
go for
reason
it.
in the blue pot. I mean, what kind of pharmacist does that?
Oh, by the way, it's the omega blockers, and then it's the okay, I'm gonna try this here. Pseudo-endotrizine is the other one.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's the speedy one. We'll just call it that.
Misty always talks about the omega blockers, but we go so fast that we skip the other one.
Yeah. So now we're having a shower in our boxers, which makes about as much sense as me being awake at 2 AM. And then we get into the actual game again. At last.
Loud sound warning. Alright, there we go. Don't know why it does that. When you open the door, it sounds very, very loud for some reason, and the camera just changes. I didn't move the camera like that. It was the game being the game. Oh. There we go. I'm doing another cell glitch here. We just need some more money to get a katana later on.
I think he's
So-
mean we need more money to get Big John's run later on.
Yeah. That's the last of the money dupes, hopefully, that we're going to see,
Yep.
unless some short
Or
amount.
something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully nothing's gone wrong, but
Yep.
who knows.
Yep, so now we're going to do another fist glide over to a... Oh no, wait a minute, that's not now. Is it?
No.
I blame the tiredness, let's
There
just
you
do
go.
that.
There we go.
And yeah, by the way, so this fast travel, so Nick's doing a fast travel storage here, and he was able to get the other ones pretty quick, but it is a hard trick. You have to do it, I mean, I don't know, it's probably not frame perfect, but it's pretty precise. I won't say it's frame perfect because I know that's super cliche, and we don't actually know, but it's very precise.
You have to release, I do left mouse button, but you have to release left mouse button and escape at the same time. Again,
so
not
it's-
frame perfect, but pretty close to that.
Yeah, so it's your whatever your interact button is, and the escape key, or I
Yeah,
guess you
same
could
thing,
probably,
yeah.
I guess
Same
you could
thing
probably...
for the duplication. Yeah, money duplication.
I guess you
accidentally
could
skipped
probably...
forward 2 pages in my notes. That's what went wrong.
I guess you could probably rebind your escape menu, but I don't think I know a lot of people who rebind their keys, and I rebound all my keys to ESDF movement, and I rebound everything else around that, and I still didn't rebind the escape key, so I think it's pretty safe to assume. But yeah, you open up the menu and you interact with something roughly around the same time, or you can also release them at the same time. Either one works.
Something to mention here is when you come into the cafe, your frame rate drops, and this happens to basically every runner. This is because the inside of the building is being rendered whilst you're in a centralized location with a huge set of environment on the outside of the building to both sides, where on the right hand side where you came in, there's the road, so the cars are still being rendered, NPCs out there are being rendered, and outside the window to the left is a huge area where NPCs are still being loaded and rendered in. So this causes a momentary drop in frame rate.
Just making sure I know where to go. There we go. We're going back to Lizzy's bar. to
Yeah,
talk
we're going
to
to go
Judy
see
again.
Judy again. Yay!
If you're a fan of Judy, you'll like this. We'll be hanging out with her for another half hour or so.
And
Maybe
if
a
you're
little
not
less
a
than
fan
that.
of Judy, what is wrong with you?
True. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't like Judy. I mean, you don't have to like her in that way, but
yeah.
everyone finds her to be a pleasant character. I think she's very well written.
She's probably the best written character in the whole game.
I would 100% agree with you. Absolutely.
If you ignore all the bugs and glitches, this game is actually pretty good at its core.
Yeah,
They just have
they
to
know
fix all
how
the-
to program a quest. We will say
They have
that.
to fix all the bugs and glitches, but not the bugs and glitches that we use.
Yes, please don't patch out stuff for speedruns. We don't want to have to down patch. And these glitches aren't hurting anyone, so please don't ruin our enjoyment.
They're nice and fun.
We just picked up a gun called the Lizzy Gun, which is going to be the main weapon that we use firearms-wise for the rest of the run.
We pick
as
it up
far as-
for safety's reasons. We're going to be picking up a katana up here in clouds, but we use it for safety just in case. It's pretty OP at the point that we get it. And by the way, if you want to learn these tricks and glitches, a lot of them are actually pretty easy to do. For example, K-hopping, it's actually pretty easy to do. So if you want to learn how to do that,
Unless you're
Discord.
playing on console, and then
unless
it's
you're playing on
process.
console, yes.
Yeah.
If you're playing on PC, you can learn all about these glitches and do them yourself. Join our Discord.
I'm pretty sure there's a certain amount you can do on console. Is
Yeah, but
K-hopping
it's
not possible
frame
on console?
perfect. That's the problem.
Words.
On
On
console, all
console,
these, yeah, they're all
on console,
possible.
you can fist glide really easily still.
Mm-hmm.
K-hopping is slightly more precise and harder to do, but it's still possible. Everything is still possible that we do in the run on console. It's just harder because you're using the controller.
Yeah, everything should be possible.
Yep. Shout out to this dodgy point that we're going to now, because it doesn't always recognise that we've been to this fast travel point.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure it saves, so when we come back to it, it's actually available on our map. That's the worst fast travel point in the game right there. And again, we have 0 health. Again, we shouldn't have the invincibility glitch. I'm not going to try, because
I
doing pretty
think
well.
Are you going to get hit by a car?
I think at this point, if we have the visual, I'm pretty sure it means you're invincible. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not going to try that, though.
But
No,
yeah,
no, it doesn't.
No, okay, all right.
The
I stand
visual-
corrected.
I'm
The
sorry to
visual
troll
carry
like
on
this.
no matter what, unless you
Gotcha.
reload.
I was just checking out there if we had enough cash, and we do. We have to have around 20k. Come up
Toasty,
here.
sorry to troll you like this, but shout outs to Simple Flips.
Yeah, so the reason you say this is yesterday during our practice, I randomly made the joke of it, and yeah.
Bless Simple Flips. Bless RNG as well.
Yeah, this one's going pretty well so far.
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
Yep, so now we're entering the Matrix again, and we're going to go and mess up a nightclub. Well, mess it up if you do it the way I play it.
I wouldn't consider this the Matrix, but
Well, you go into a club in the Matrix and mess it up. I go into this club and mess it up.
So in Clouds we do a couple of little sections, and I believe one of the things that was found early on was actually found by Cooney, Cooney Gas, where you hack someone so you can get past without being detected. I believe Cooney was the one who found that. I could be mistaken though. So shouts out to him for being an amazing early router and glitch finder as well.
If you're wrong, just blame it on Meta.
no, we blame it on Panda.
Blame it on Cheese. He's that can't defend himself. He's not talking at the moment.
Just because I'm muted doesn't mean I can't hear you.
But by the way, anyone who is watching, if you like the sound of the run or the community in general, make sure you join the Discord, because we are like this no matter what. It's not just because of the marathon. We like joking, we like having fun. Just come join us.
We're a very welcoming community. We're happy to help you, teach you how to run the game. I have a very nice and detailed guide in the Discord about how to run the game. Any percent, I think title screen as well.
Yeah,
They're pretty much the same run with a couple small differences.
Yeah, I'm making one that's specific just for title screen that's going to go into depth on everything title screen related because that's the run I'm most comfortable with and I know more about, which again is the first hour of the run of any percent. So
Yeah, if you're intimidated by any percent, you want to try a shorter run. Telescreen is a good pick. You can also try Cyber Psychos. That's about half an hour.
Yep.
But that's all. There's no cutscenes there. It's pretty much all optimization and movement.
It's
Yeah,
half an hour
and-
if you use glitches. It's about an hour if you don't. Because
and-
the unique thing about that is we don't use the fast travel system. We literally drive or use glitches to get everywhere.
And yeah, and I mean, in all seriousness though, like this game does not lend itself to speedrunning in its current form. If we had cutscene skips, it would be the best speed game because the tech in this game is absolutely fantastic. The reason I think a lot of us, I know I'm going to speak for myself here, but I think a lot of people can relate within the Cyberpunk community, is the people in the community are so amazing and we love to just joke around and it's really amazing.
And yes, we were
I wouldn't-
running around naked, just so
Yeah.
everybody knows.
Yeah, you can actually not equip any clothes there, but it's hard. You have more of a chance to die, so we're gonna play it safe and equip our items.
Yeah, I know that I definitely would not be running this game or, routing, making tools, whatever it is. I guess I do if it wasn't for the community. So big shout outs to the entire Cyberpunk community.
yeah, 100% for that. Something else I will say on that is that this game has a lot of charm to it as well. But again, it doesn't lend for speedrunning really. It's a lot of sitting around doing nothing with dead air. And as you will hear, you hear Knickknack spamming a lot because he is just spamming F on his keyboard, which is how you progress through dialogue.
We're giving respect to the game. That's the real reason.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
I do have like Witcher 3, we do have a continuous skip button, so we can just toggle that in the game settings. Thank you CDPR for allowing us to have that.
Yeah,
We still have to mash
quality of
F.
life.
We still have to mash F to get through dialogue.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Don't get the cops
right
there.
Yeah, so now we're going to fist glide up to a Ripperdoc, who is very unique.
This is fingers. Don't do what I did here and go in and out and in and out if you're using the auto splitter because it will break it. Learn that the hard way.
In the current form, with the auto splitter, so we use the quest fact meet fingers, and if you go inside it, it activates, and goes to the next one. But if you go back out, it's like, you gotta go meet fingers again. So Toasty, in his absolute brilliance, was going in and out trying to figure something out. He was like, why did I just split 8 times?
Have you ever heard of the Hokey Cokey?
I was like, okay, what just happened? Why did this splitter just break?
But this is why, again, Meta and Knickknack made the auto splitter, and me, Drek, Knickknack, and I think there was a couple others who also helped test the auto splitter a lot. I found a lot of the issues like that. Basically, don't cause a trigger to happen twice.
The real reason is, don't give Toasty something you don't want broken.
No, the thing is, we definitely did want it to break. I'm glad that he
why
found
he
that,
gave
but-
it. Yeah.
Yep, so here we graduated from calling Regina. We're gonna call it Delamine here.
It's Agent
Just 'cause-
47, I keep telling you, he's just in hiding.
We call Delamine because he's higher on the contact list, so we don't have to scroll as much to call him instead. And hopefully here is where Takmur is supposed to call. There he is.
Yay!
Sometimes he doesn't know how to use a phone, and sometimes just won't call us for 5 minutes straight, and we can't progress through the game.
Coming
In
up
his
again
defense-
is another BD, so we'll be giving another warning for people to look away.
It'll be in a couple of minutes. In Takamura's defense, his phone died. It's just charging. That's all. Our headcanon, just a second. Our headcanon for the Takamura calls basically glitching out. His phone's just charging. So we just have to wait a little bit. That's all. But actually, we do use a technique that was found actually through a Reddit thread posted by CDPR themselves. We, for whatever reason, we wait 23 hours specifically. We save and we load, and that, for whatever reason, makes Takamura call more often. 23 hours, not 24.
Can I just button epilepsy warning again? We're going into another BD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about to happen right
Yeah,
now.
which
so-
we got by punching that gentleman in the delicates.
Come back in 3 minutes about.
Yeah. We'll let you know. But at least these BDs now are actually plot developing and not just look at this.
Well, this one is
Go
the
back.
best. This one is the best BD because we can stack dialogue pretty much and
Yep.
skip a lot.
You can stack it in the next one
scan
that
the
comes
cup.
up as well, but it's very finicky. Okay, so everyone here, what's your favorite thing you've found in Cyberpunk?
It's
My
got to be
favorite-
PFP.
Oh, my favorite thing that I found in Cyberpunk. I don't know if this is a little bit of a spoiler. It's sort of a side thing. During River's questline, you go into a police station. In that police station, you can find references to Death Stranding. And
Yes.
you can find the baby, and you can also find a Monster Energy drink. And when I found that, I flipped my lid, dude. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
That might be the favorite thing.
There's actually a nice Easter egg. There's a dev room somewhere here. I think it's in Japantown somewhere. There's a code to unlock it. It's widely publicized. You can find it on Reddit and stuff like that. It's just nice to hang out in there.
yeah. I found the dev room without using the code because of out of bounds hunting and fell in there.
On our way.
Yeah, so that's the end of that BD, so you can look back now.
Yep, you're all good. Welcome back, guys.
And now when we get to the next area, we're going to go immediately west so we can get a fast travel and then go back to the area. We're not going to do what Drek has done and go on east. Sorry to slander you there, Drek, but it had to be done.
Hey Nick, with how slow car journeys are, how come we're taking this one instead of using a fast travel point?
So there's no fast travel point nearby that we can go, and Judy actually teleports us right to where we need to go. If we just use a fast travel point, we still have to talk to her in the van here, so it doesn't really save that much. Doesn't save any time actually. It just makes it slower. So just riding with Judy here is faster.
And we get to spend more time with Judy.
Yes.
And here we are.
We're going in.
Wait. Never did tell me why you're looking.
Jeez, you got any donations or incentives you'd like to promote?
Well, yeah, I definitely want to mention the Golden Sun, the Lost Age bid war, where chat basically gets to decide the name of 7 characters. These names will be chosen right at the beginning of the run, so we will be closing the bid war before the run starts. There's a 5-character limit on those names, but even a few dollars could get the name of your choice in the running for this bid war. There's also a $300 incentive to make some dialogue tree choices that give us a hidden cutscene to make Kraden mad at Felix, and we're $235 toward meeting that $300 incentive. And earlier I mentioned the Tesla grad church slingshot. We're actually $255 toward that $300 incentive. So if you could just get a few more donations, and we can make sure that that gets met and that we see those. So.
Awesome. And yeah, guys, I mean, it goes towards a really great cause. The summer funding is absolutely amazing. So if you are able to, please donate. And you can get some cool stuff out of it too, so.
Yeah. Like satisfaction knowing that you've given to a great cause.
Yeah. And yeah, we don't have to kill any of these enemies, by the way. Also, we are able to do, I guess, sort of a skip here. The game tells you you're supposed to go to the control room, but we don't have to.
Well,
You can
technically it just tells us to find Evelyn, so...
True, yeah, so you're supposed to go to the control room where you are with Judy, and Judy finds Evelyn, and then you go to Evelyn. But because we know where Evelyn is, we just go right there. So I guess that's technically a
again
skip.
to
But...
Judy being invincible.
Yeah, and if you guys notice, I went to a fast travel point earlier, and we're gonna be using that later on. That's why I got it. So Judy likes to abandon us and go the wrong way. So goodbye. And we're just gonna walk over to the elevator here.
She's covering us, making sure nobody sneaks up behind us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's this one.
Yeah, we're pretty
Yeah.
much done with Judy for now.
But there is
If
more
I'm-
BDs coming up, so
There are more
again,
BDs
we'll let
coming
you
up.
know.
After
Yeah, I
this,
think-
after this BD section here, I think we're gonna be done with Judy for the rest of the run, if I'm correct.
No.
Yep, you
No.
are correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
and being
and
wrong as always.
when I first did my playthrough, I didn't actually do any runs, but when I was
now.
yeah, epilepsy warning. So when I was first doing my playthrough, and before I did my first run for quite a while, I actually thought almost the entirety of Judy's questline was part of the main questline. Like when I did the whole clouds thing, I thought that was part of the main quest. It's not. You don't have to do that.
It is part of the main quest line. It's part of the main quest line as I play it.
Fair.
Yeah, so in this first BD here, we can actually stack some items on top of each other. I've gotten it once, but I've never been able to recreate it. I have a clip of it somewhere on my Twitch, but...
I was going to say, I've also had it about once or twice. The way I found that you could trigger it is by going back into Evelyn's point of view and coming back out, because you have your scan open again.
Yeah.
But it's really finicky and hard to do, so not really worth trying. Well, something else I was going to mention, especially earlier on in the game, we're trying to run it, it was very frustrating for a lot of us runners, because the game is prone to soft locking and hard locking, which was more prevalent in earlier builds especially. In title screen alone, I may have probably found the most soft locks.
You just like breaking things.
Yeah, this is why as I said, I'm a glitch finder. I like breaking games down and trying to find how they work via playing.
Well, there you go. There's a glitch right there. I couldn't move.
Yep.
I think that's called paralysis. Yeah, so now we're just listening to more plots, or if you got donation, go ahead. If not, don't go ahead.
Excuse me. Well, yeah, we have a $100 donation from Cheese Soda Punch.
Ooh.
Hey, I know him.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Who says, let's leave Big John play some golf.
Hell yeah, thank you, jeez.
Wow,
Another glitch
Cheese
here.
donating, wow. I wonder who that guy is, though. I've never heard that name.
I think
Sounds
that's
like
abuse of power, isn't it?
Sounds like a guy with a smooth voice.
Yeah, just a bit.
It sounds like somebody who's had enough sleep.
So you saw, there's another glitch right there that I've never had happen before. I scanned the phone, but apparently not. So
Yeah, that
Would you
is.
say-
Sorry.
Would you say that that's never happened to you before, Nick?
yeah, that's never happened to me before.
Just so you know, the BD's over, so you can look back now.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
going
No,
back
no,
in.
he had to reload.
Oh God, I missed that. What happened? Oh, okay.
The
Never mind.
phone didn't
Don't look.
scan.
Look away. Look away.
Yeah.
The phone didn't scan, which I've had this happen to me. It soft locks.
Yeah.
And me and Cooney were literally just talking about that.
Yeah. I blame Cheese for making me laugh and not be watching the screen.
We have to know what they're saying. Could be important.
I'm gonna go put myself in the corner for 5 minutes and have a word with myself. So, do you have any more donations from yourself, Cheese?
Well, not from myself. But no, I do want to mention that, of course, our generous sponsor, ViewSonic, has provided some prizes for anyone donating to win. The ViewSonic VX2758, of course, that's a 27-inch QHD monitor with a 144 hertz refresh rate. And the ViewSonic Elite XG270, a 27-inch full HD monitor with a 240 hertz refresh rate. Amazingly fast monitors, but probably not helpful if you're running Cyberpunk. The minimum donation required for a chance to win one of those great prizes is $35 and $25 respectively.
Thanks for that, Cheese. You can look back now for real this time. I promise I ain't making the same mistake twice.
Alright, now this is the point that we hopefully get the magical point. Hopefully it's unlocked. Let's see. Yes, I got it. Okay. That's a 30-second time loss if you don't happen to get it unlocked. You just have to dwell there for long enough, but it unlocks. It's weird.
Would you say this is world record pace then?
No, definitely not. Far from it.
So I'm just trying to see what level are we? I think it's at this point. I'm not. It's been like a few weeks since I tried to fool with Red. Oh, we are level 10. So at this point, in my version of the route, which I think is probably slower, but for me it's a bit more fun. At level 10, I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who does it. I go and I grab some cyberware called maneuver systems, and it lets me do a trick called wave dashing, which was found. I cannot remember the name of the person. That's my bad. I'll write it in chat later if I can remember it. But yeah, it's called wave dashing, and essentially we jump in the air and we dash towards the ground, and we do that repeatedly, and it's the fastest movement we can get in the game. We can run so fast with wave dashing that cars don't load in, and the city won't load in around us, depending on your PC, of course.
Yeah.
It's incredibly fast, and it's really fun, and a lot of help for some of the skips that we're going to do later on. But because we need to go out of our way and to grab the maneuver systems, it's probably not faster. I haven't done a ton of
It's not in
with
any
the-
percent.
It's not
Yeah.
worth the time lost to get it.
Yeah, unfortunate, but...
But shoutouts to my fellow runners who run Celeste, because wave dashing comes straight out of Celeste.
Yep. I just want to say shout outs to Midget, and no, I won't be saying that.
Yeah, I think initially it was from Super Smash Bros. Melee. The maneuver systems takes, I think, a good 45 seconds last time I checked it. And I don't know how much time it saved because I haven't
say
done
hello to
enough
photo
testing,
mode.
But yeah, that 45 seconds is I don't think enough to justify it, unfortunately. But maybe one day we'll figure out a way to get it in there. Maybe
One day.
One day.
Yep.
So we're just gonna go talk to Wakako. So if you remember way back at the beginning of the run, as we were going down the elevator in the rescue, we talked to someone called Wakako. Now we're gonna meet her for reals. If I can get FTS here.
Yeah.
Is there any more donations, cheese?
Oh, sorry, I was muted there for a second. Yeah, we do have a $25 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much for that donation. And we also have a $10 donation from the Toasty Fail. Sounds familiar?
Yeah, who's
Sounds
that?
familiar.
Who's that?
He sounds a bit, scummy. Not somebody I want to associate myself with.
Who writes just because I want to push for this, and that is for the Tesla grad church slingshot incentive. So thank you so much for that donation.
We got another
think-
unskippable cutscene coming up here. Nothing important.
Yeah, I think so. Wakako, so initially you're supposed to meet Wakako right after the rescue to redeem a reward, but it's only about $3,000, which we can get a lot more of just by duping. You can get the $3,000 right here, taking an additional like 5 seconds or so, in case you happen to be a little low for the afterlife, which we need 15,000 for. But yeah, I think this is actually like the only time we visit a fixer. I guess Rogue counts as a fixer as well, but she's more of a plot fixer, not like an actual fixer within the open world. But in your casual playthrough, you'll probably deal with a lot of fixers. In the speedrun, we really only deal with Wakako and I guess Rogue if you count her. I guess she technically is a fixer, so
And
might as well.
Dex.
Dex, yes.
Well,
although
yeah,
he's,
Dex. Dex dies eventually.
no, he's no longer with us.
But he is a fixer that you interact with.
My
Yeah.
favourite fixer is fixing the roller coaster.
Another potential incentive that we didn't get met.
Yeah,
Sad.
sadly. Yeah, that is very sad. I was about to ask, what is everyone's favourite fixer from their playthroughs?
Regina.
We have some outstanding business.
Or Wakako's kind of a sweet old lady. You know what I mean?
Mr.
Like I feel
Hands.
like she's so like I don't know, comforting. But Rogue's kind of badass. Mr. Hands, pretty funny. But yeah, Regina,
Okay.
she's doing the most good. I don't
Yeah.
know. I can't pick one. Regina.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with Regina.
Okay, Regina. For me, personally, it's actually Padre.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
we
Padre's
don't
a good
we
call.
won't meet in this run at all because we didn't do
you'll
Street
meet him.
Kid.
You'll meet him.
We you?
You'll meet him at the very, very end. You got a phone call from him after the parade.
Well, that's not meeting him. That's getting a phone call. Come on.
Well, you said
Oh
that-
yeah, it's just sort of like
Yeah.
an introduction. Hey, I'm Padre. Okay, thanks, Padre. See ya.
Do you
By the way,
don't
this
get
is,
that even if you do Street Kid?
Yeah,
yes,
still
yeah,
get
you
Yes.
do, because he's
That
a
phone-
fixer in the open world.
Yeah.
By the way, just really quick, that where Nick was waiting 23 hours there, that was what I was mentioning earlier. As I said, that was found from CDPR themselves, who offered that as a workaround for the 1.11 patch, which
Damn it.
totally broke everything. But yeah, waiting 23 hours, saving and loading has a
Well,
pretty
there you go,
good
right
chance.
there. Right there didn't work.
Yeah, it like I said, it has a pretty good chance of getting Sakamura to call you, which previously was a huge pain in the butt. And Nick's having some issues here for whatever reason.
I'll
to get
try
Sakamura to
again
call
one
him,
more
but-
time, or else I'm gonna slow to safety save later.
It's 50-50. You either get it
No.
or you don't.
Okay. I have to check when I did my safety save. Hold on. Somewhere in this list of many saves.
I remember, I think
okay.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's after we talked to Rogue. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
So
now
yeah,
we're
just load that
restricted.
Now Restrict Kid sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
so
still started out as Corpo, so
Yeah.
So in this scenario, during I guess a traditional speedrun or legitimate, whatever you want to call it, we would perform different actions to try and get Takamura to call us. The 23 quick save and then load normally works. For whatever reason, it didn't here, but we have made a safety save just in case, and we're gonna load that rather than trying to mess around and get him to call
we
us.
either try to get him to call us, or we get reset.
Yeah.
What I will say here is there's a couple of strats employed by different people when going to talk to Rogue. Either you can take fast travel storage down with you, so you don't have to leave the afterlife when you're phoning Panam, and you could just start walking to her, or you can walk up to the fast travel station after talking to Rogue.
Yeah, and shout outs to Panam, who we saw for the first time briefly a minute ago.
Yeah.
Which, when I casually played, I didn't realize was
So-
Panam.
If you listen closely coming up here with the Pan Am phone call, you're gonna hear something very weird. Let's just finish this Rogue dialogue real quick.
Yep.
Come on. Come on.
Mash faster.
She's very talkative. I'm gonna call Pan Am here, and you're here, we're gonna get sick. We're gonna cough and stuff like that. But when we talk to Pan Am, something weird's gonna happen.
This Pan Am?
We sound a lot different now,
Be here.
even after we're sick.
I mean, it's only coughing up blood. It can't be anything serious.
So, at this point in the game, that is an intentional thing in the game scripted, where the relic is slowly causing more and more damage to you over time, within the limits of what it does, and it causes you to not be able to regen stamina and certain stuff later on as well, which we will quick save and load out of.
I'm gonna quickly load a safety save here, and we should be good.
During a normal run, this wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, obviously not.
Oh, damn, that's why my runs keep getting rejected.
So we got that fast travel point. If you remember with Judy, we were rescuing Evelyn. That's the fast travel point that we got. And it's a lot closer to Judy than the other nearest one, so that's why we get it. It's been pretty much a free fast travel point that we can get. So say hi to Pan Am. Whenever she's done.
Hey,
There we
Hi,
go.
Pan Am.
You know Judy, but you're alright.
So this is the point in the game where nothing much is happening. This whole Pan Am section is one big car ride, and you can't skip car rides, so
Yeah,
So, cheese!
much lost time. Well, coming up, this first section here is not too bad, but afterwards,
yeah,
we have some special stuff that we're gonna announce.
yeah. So
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say one quick thing. So the whole run is about 3 hours or just over, depending on the runner. And this Pan Am segment is about half an hour, so it's a pretty huge section of it.
Were you just casting shade, Matt?
Yeah. If we got rid of all these Pan Am car rides, we could probably save at least 20 minutes. Probably more than that.
That'd be amazing.
That'd shave us a lot of time, yeah.
this particular client
So Meta's actually been working on a
running out of time.
category that just bypasses all the cutscenes. So
Yeah, so I took inspiration from the Titanfall 2 speedrunning community. They actually have an automatic no cutscenes I guess, mod setup so that it automatically loads saves, which I'm gonna try to figure out. But in the meantime, I'm setting up pre-made saves that are before and after these like big cutscenes. So in the next little while, you'll probably see some of those runs floating on the internet. And I think it'll be a rather short run because there's a lot of cutscenes. But yeah, hopefully any % no cutscenes will be a thing, and it should be a lot cooler because it'll just be all the cool movement and tech and stuff that you've seen.
Yeah, I estimate it's gonna be like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tops, because there's a lot of cutscenes.
There's a lot of cutscenes.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're a modder for the Red Engine 3, which is what is it Red Engine 4 now? I don't know what the game is developed on.
It's a something.
Reach out to us if you wanna work on a mod like that. We'd be very grateful for that because
I
none of
believe
us are
it's
modders.
some kind of PC program.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Titanfall 2 one's actually a miracle. I think it was Fizzy2J that did it. So big shout outs to him. And he just did it through ASL, which is amazing. But yeah, I'm unfortunately not big brain enough to do that. We'll figure out. We'll figure out something.
Looks like you're stuck with me. Hey, Del.
And sorry, Cheese, I believe you were going to say something. I cut you off, so feel free to go ahead.
Yeah, no worries at all. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that, since we're all here raising money for Alzheimer funding, I just wanted to bring up some facts that the World Health Organization classifies dementia as one of the world's greatest health problems. Just over 47 million people are affected, and it's estimated that the number of dementia diseases in the world will have tripled by 2050. Thanks to gifts and wills from private individuals and companies, Alzheimer Fonden was able to distribute almost 30 million Swedish krona last year. Even still, that money is not enough to be able to support all the important projects that lie ahead, and the Alzheimer Fund could only grant about 19% of the funds applied for. So, yeah, if you're able to get those donations in, we understand it's definitely been, a past 2020's been brutal for everybody. But if you are able to donate, please feel free to donate and get towards some incentives and towards such a great cause.
Yeah, every little helps.
Yeah, and if you notice there while Cheese was talking, we were holding an invisible box. Just put that aside.
The Polish and their invisible floating boxes.
Yeah, so this is the place where we could get the troll PFP, which we do not want to see. And what that is it's to do with the collision when you're mantling through something. If you get it wrong, it will literally shoot you 200 meters the opposite direction.
Yeah, and PFP, by the way, stands for the Panda Fly Proxy. I forget, my brain is small, so I forget exactly what the proxy's referring to. I remember I looked it up one time, but basically, yeah, it just shoots you backwards. And it was found by Panda here, and it makes you fly, so it's a Panda Fly Proxy, or a PFP, for sure.
Yeah, we just wish we could find somewhere useful for it, because flying 200 meters in less than a second would be really useful.
Yeah, and the other thing too, and this needs to be looked into more. By the way, if you love routing and labbing out games, this game is beautiful for you because there's so much we still need to look into, like the invisibility glitch and skipping, car rides, as well as the PFP or the Pandafly proxy, because you can actually buffer a Pandafly proxy by opening a text window. And it sends you even further somehow, or lets you continue the momentum. I forget exactly. Someone sent a clip in the Discord a couple of weeks back, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't know all the details about it.
There are also some other routing opportunities. So we have this Pan Am segment. We also have Takmura Parade segment that we have to do. We have a Mr. Hand segment.
Yeah, I'm looking at
run.
trying to skip Atlantis.
We're not talking about that, but what I'm talking about is those three can be done. Those three can be done in any order. Currently, the route is currently the route is Pan Am, Mr. Hands, and then Takura.
Yeah.
So that's the current route, but that order can change.
If you love routing and or labbing and glitch hunting, strat finding, whatever you want to call it, come to the Cyberpunk community. Help us out. Find some cool stuff.
True. We'd love you here.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're driving again.
Yep, we are driving. What I would say on glitch hunting, I would love to see more people in the community doing that. With the PFPs, I'm looking into a specific area at the start after you talk to Jackie to get to the Ripper Dock faster, because you can chain PFPs with K-hopping. So once you PFP, you can turn around at the right time and turn it into a K-hop, and you keep the insane momentum.
You guys should have checked out my run yesterday. I did a barrel roll coming up here.
Yeah, that's very true.
We almost thought we were in playing Star Fox.
Yeah, we're really doing our best to turn this into an amazing speed game, despite the fact that it doesn't traditionally lend itself to speedrunning. CDPR, once again, I was gonna say this for a fourth time. If you are listening, please give us an option to speed up these car rides or skip them entirely. Please.
And don't take our glitches, they're ours.
And yes,
Don't take out
please.
useful ones. Yeah.
Yeah, don't, please. We just want to play your game. We want to enjoy your
work
game.
better.
We want to market your game, please.
That's what we were after. We got him.
We pretty much just chilling here with Pan Am. I mean, there's nothing much here.
Yeah. Talk some more.
Panda,
It's like
do
being
you have-
in a relationship, really.
Do you have some memes to share, Panda?
Not really, not right now. There's nothing to compare it to the Matrix right now, so...
There's nothing to talk about here, exactly.
Oh, and actually, I do have one thing we can talk about. So, we do, I guess, perform another quote-unquote skip here. If you played casually, you probably went and fought Nash within the caves. Panam is very insistent, but if you tell her no, and then you say, no, I don't understand why you want to go do this, and you're like, no, we're not going to do this, you can just skip it. You just have to be really insistent. When I did it on my casual playthrough, I had just assumed that it's going to be like a dialogue loop or something, and it was just going to be part of the quest that you needed to go kill Nash. But no, you could just basically say, no, Panam, we're not going to go do that. And skip it, and that's like probably 5-10 minutes or so. So while we don't have a lot of sequence breaks in this game, there's a fair few things like that where there's things that are optional rather, and they don't seem optional on the surface, but we found them and saved minutes over the time. So
At least she recognises that no means no and respects our choices.
Yeah, might as
She's
well
not
point out
happy about it, but-
might as well point out some unintentional stuff that might happen here that should have
Yep,
happened.
I
So
will.
during
I
that
will-
turnaround there, after we talked to Pan Am the first time, you have the chance to teleport underneath the map for no apparent reason. It's just visual, but it is pretty funny when it happens.
Also, the side effect of her being angry here, and something that goes on if that happens and you load, because it forces your game to load to put you back on the road. Panam can get to the end section where she's conducting the meeting and just stop and carry on driving, running into the guys you're meeting, causing some very funny side effects. If you want to check any of that out, if you check out my channel on, which is the Toasty Fail, and go into my clips, there are a couple of clips of that.
Yeah, sadly
even
we're not
just,
gonna see. Sadly, we're not gonna see that today because the game's actually working for us today.
Yeah, sadly.
Miracles happen.
also, unfortunately, we didn't get a glitch here where Panam is super aggro. Sometimes Panam will just ram right into these poor 6th Street gang members.
As I
And
just
continue to talk to them. Oh, did you just say that? I'm
That's
sorry.
what I
My
was just
brain-
saying.
My brain, dude, I'm so sorry. My brain is just.
We're the
all
ones
tired
who
here.
are sleep deprived, Meta, not you.
We're all tired here at ESA.
Right? Oh my.
Yeah.
My poor brain.
Yeah.
It's like a peanut, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're doing a goods exchange here, and then we're going to go and have some beers with Panam. So, and then Knick-Knack chooses the most illogical option when you're talking to somebody of not wanting to share a room with them.
Because that's slow.
It is slower.
Yeah, true.
Everything's in order?
I'll give you that.
Should be pretty plush in a couple of minutes.
Cheese, you got anything for us?
I believe Rogue's the one who was
Well, yeah, definitely. Want to mention some more of those incentives. There is the $300 incentive for the Church Slingshot in Teslagrad for Kojin to show off a new skip that was found using the New Game Plus and extended Blink hitbox and AI manipulation. That goal is at $265 out of $300. And there's also the Bid War in Deltarune. To choose the blindfold that Bubsy will wear for the run. Currently, Black Penguin is in the lead. I don't know if anyone watched the Deltarune, or rather the Undertale run the other night, but we definitely got to close out the marathon with or not close it out, but round things out with a Deltarune run. That's definitely what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that run as well.
I've just got some CD Projekt Red news. They are using DMCA to take down the stolen code from spreading. I didn't hear recently they got hacked by some hackers. surprisingly. We wonder if they use the same system that they use in the game for hacking, but we won't know that.
Yeah, so this next section here is pretty much 20 minutes of car rides, so we have nothing planned because there's nothing to talk about. We're just driving through the desert, so let's get a $5 donation train in the chat. We can pretty much guarantee that your donation will get read.
Why was there a loading screen there? I have never seen a loading screen there.
I get a loading screen there every time.
Every time. Yeah.
What?
Yep. The reason being is the time skips slightly. Not sure why, but it does. If you go to the room with Panam, you actually get to that area an hour later.
Yeah, geez, if you got any donations coming in for this whole section here, you can just rapid fire them.
All right. Well, I definitely want to remind everyone what those donations are for. You're watching ESA Winter 21, and we're raising money for Alzheimer Funded. Alzheimer Funded is the Swedish national fundraising organization focusing on Alzheimer's disease and other dementia-related diseases. The aim and purpose of Alzheimer Funded is to increase fundraising for the benefit of scientific research in order to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. Yearly, Alzheimer Funded Science Council and Board of Directors grant scientists and projects around 30 million Swedish krona. This enables training for caregivers on the subject of dementia and even organizes projects, camps, and events for youngsters affected in different ways due to parents or other relatives diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's a very good cause. You should definitely donate to get that $5 donation train going.
Yeah, so we're on our way to do some more activism, but this time on a power plant. We need to attack the power plant to take down a AV which has somebody in that we need. But before that, we get to shoot some old cars.
How should I connect?
Yeah, so I'm not sure where we're at on coverage for lore. I don't really remember what we've covered, but basically when we went to go meet Rogue, we're trying to figure out, how we can get this biochip out of our head because it's slowly killing us, and we don't want that. And basically Rogue is like, hey, you gotta go talk to this guy, oh my god, what's his name? Andrew something? And basically, we're just gonna go kidnap him. He's in this AV here, and we're gonna take it down, and yeah, we'll go from there.
His name's Andrew Hellman, by the way.
Yes! Thank you, that's the one.
But
he's the one who designed the specs, knows the specs and everything for the chip that you have in your head, which is Johnny's implant, or whatever it's called.
The relic.
Why he's taking it, the relic, yeah. Why he's
The
taking
relic,
over.
the biochip, yeah.
This
So
is
yeah,
the
I
time
think he's an
We don't know the
whistleblower.
law. We try and avoid it.
This is the point of the run where I guess check Discord. Nothing else has happened.
Toilet breaks, drinks breaks. This game is good for them.
Can't really do a toilet break here. You have to still match the dialogue, but yeah, you can't skip it. So
There is a rare soft lock here where you can get stuck in the turret as Panam drives off. When you get to the end section where it allows you to talk to her and skip the time, you won't be able to progress. But it's very rare, and I've only had it happen once. And I think that was because I was messing around with
this line.
memory.
That
One of the best lines in the game.
not particularly appropriate, but yeah.
We
That
didn't
line,
say
like-
anything. They can't blame us. It's part of the game.
It's so just out of nowhere. It
Yeah.
just caught me like off guard when I first heard it.
Yep.
But thank you, Keanu Reeves, for blessing us with that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless Keanu Reeves.
Cyberpunk dad.
Can we get some blast RNG in chat for Keanu?
That emote does not exist anymore.
No, it does not.
Hey, they can just type it.
Is there any donations, Cheese?
No.
Well, yes, we do have a $10 donation from DTA. It says 10 Pan Am and Tank % win.
Antennas run all the way down the interstate.
And that donation is going towards the Wacky World of Miniature Golf Cutscene % incentive.
Good choice.
Very
Absolutely.
good choice.
Yep, so this is the power station in the background that we need to do the activism on.
You just overload the system.
So we're just waiting for the AV to turn up.
Start.
I hear some heavy breathing from your side, Panda. You sure you're not okay?
Is it?
I'm about to fall asleep.
Gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, shoutouts to Panda and Toasty. They're in the UK. It's very, very late for them. Toasty hopped on at the very last minute because, again, we were supposed to have Puzzle commentate for us, but he had some IRL stuff to do. So shoutouts to Toasty for hopping on at the very last minute.
Yeah, big
to
shout
help
out to
commentate.
Toasty.
And I
Especially-
knew what I was getting into. That's even more stupid.
Yeah, so yesterday, whilst we were doing whilst these three were doing a practice, Meta messaged me about a specific glitch that was going on, which I explained earlier on, and he was like, why don't you just come and commentate if you're allowed? Because you know it more, and I was like, yeah, sure. So here I am.
That was easy.
Where did that come from?
That was Meta.
What? No.
Never.
I would never resort
was very
to
meta.
Shoutouts to the staples button.
What if something goes ass up?
comedy in the form of slapping a button couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Any other donations, Cheese?
Believe in just that.
Yes, we have a $20 donation from Lady H who says, "You're all breathtaking."
Oh, thank you very much.
Good to know. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
No,
Yeah, thank
you're
you for
breathtaking.
No, you're breathtaking.
No, you're breathtaking.
No, you're
Breathtaking.
So we finally have some sort of action here. We gotta raid this power plant. It's still pretty boring, but hey, at least it's something.
I've been told it's not raiding, it's activism.
There's plenty of action in this game, Nick. We're just not allowed to show it on ESA.
Oh, yeah.
That's a quick through it, but we still have to go all the way around.
What I want to know is why the security in all the places in Night City is so appallingly bad. I mean, who designed, like this power plant, we're literally going to go in and overload it. And we do that by pressing a button that says overload the system. Who designs that?
Well, that's right. That's why CDPR got hacked, because that's how the whole system is designed.
Ooh.
A little bit of a touchy subject. Probably shouldn't be talking about that, but oh well.
I mean, it's in the current affairs, so you can't
It
really
is.
say it's not in the public eye. I suppose
And
we
that-
could say that he just entered the Matrix and glitched it out. There we go, we'll go with that.
Not really. Maybe. Kind of looks like the Nebuchadnezzar. Doesn't it look like that?
A little bit.
I see
Yeah.
it.
Never coming back to the very boring amount of cutscenes here.
Yep. Drive away!
Oh, we have like something floating right there. Okay.
Get the fuck out before something happens to the chip.
Well, she's called Pan Am. She's related to the airline.
Watch out. The next one, mate.
Johnny?
And that joke just fell flatter than any joke
Yeah.
I've ever made.
Well, geez, do we have any more donations to read?
Oh, well, yeah, and, I just want to mention to everyone that, since we are donating for the Alzheimer Funding, the goal of Alzheimer Funding is to be an important research financier for scientific research grants. In the absence of effective medicines, it is important to research the best preventative measures for Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is a progressive disease where dementia symptoms gradually worsen over several years. In its early stages, memory loss is mild, but with late-stage Alzheimer's, individuals lose the ability to carry on a conversation and respond to their environment. So definitely any research that gains that can be made in this field are definitely beneficial to all of society. Not just in Sweden.
Like this. How do we know when?
Well said. So now we're at the stage where we're going to be taking down the AV, and I recently learned that it's quicker not to press the trigger yourself.
It's just that Pan Am get mad. That's all.
She's got to take her anger out on something.
Blasting shit. Exactly what the doc ordered.
Another good line right there. If you listen closely, you might You might hear that it could be a different actor saying that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I don't think it's a different actor, but I think they recorded it at a different time. But it sounds like someone else, doesn't it?
Yes.
I don't have audio, so I don't know.
She had a cold.
Yeah. During this, it feels like certain sections were added in after and recorded later on. This is the same with the line earlier on from Jackie, which is the best line in the game, which is "I'm always never not nice," because the audio recording has different density and reverb and everything, so it sounds like it was recorded on the fly in a different setup than the actual recording studio.
Fly like on Pan Am.
Yep. That second clip also fell flat.
Well, I thought I'd double down.
It's just that I'm muted, so you don't hear my laughter come through necessarily. they're hitting for sure.
Hey, there we go. She blew it up.
And yeah, dude, like some of the visuals in this game, like this sequence, a lot of the scripted sequences, while of course, we're speedrunners and we don't like scripted sequences because they're slow, they are at least visually pleasing.
What are you doing?
Everyone likes to see things go boom.
You might see a funny glitch here if the game wants to cooperate. This rocket launcher might be permanently affixed to Pan Am's hand.
Yep.
That's how you do it.
It's losing altitude.
Yeah, this game pretty much epitomizes my favorite saying. Failure is always an option.
True.
Yep.
And so coming up here, we have another skip, which is maybe the biggest skip in the game. This is another one of those like hidden optional objectives skips that we have. The game tells you to, I think, secure the AV, but basically we just run to the next objective, or K-hop the next objective, or wave dash the next objective, which is just across the desert. And I don't know exactly how much time it saves, but it's a fair bit.
All right. Coming up here, we have some drones we gotta kill. So we can only kill the first one for now, because the other two are invincible. Don't know why the game is coded that way, but it is. So goodbye, drone one. Now we have to wait for the gun to pretty much break.
Yeah, it's really weird. Every time that I did this for the first few runs of mine, I was like, why can't I get this one cycle? I seriously thought I was just missing all my shots. And I was really confused and a little disappointed in myself. And then, yeah, I found that. I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was really down on myself. I was like, dude, why can't I hit these shots, man? But yeah, no, it's just coded really strangely. And you physically cannot kill those last two turrets. Or drones, whatever.
Shout outs to Pan Am meeting one of our best friends, Ricochet.
Oh my god.
Alright, there we go. Goodbye, drones. And we can actually shoot some power lines up here, but if you look... I missed that one, but...
Hey!
If you look very closely, you're going to see the power cable disintegrate and disappear. Don't know how that works.
Cause CDPR, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Because reasons. Yeah, so we're just driving to where the AV went down.
Behind that hill.
And then we get the magic unicorn, as I've nicknamed it. This a sequence break in a CD Projekt Red game. It's only a minor one, but they normally don't happen.
Hey, it's one of the biggest skips in the game,
Yeah.
but unfortunately it's intended by the devs, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Pan
say
Am gets real mad at you.
intended, I say overlooked.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's really like an intended thing they want you to do. It's more they just didn't think people would do it.
Yeah, it's more. I think it's more of a protection because they probably saw people do it in their testing. Their, dare I call it quality assurance? But yeah, it's sort of just like if you happen to leave, it progresses the quest, and Pan Am's like, hey, I'm real mad at you now that you did that, but hey, it's speed, so.
Yeah, we're coming up to the end of the Pan Am segment here, so if you got any more donations, Cheese, go for it.
I know.
Yes, we have an anonymous donation for $5.05. The comment is choo choo, $5 train, let's roll out. And thank you so much for that anonymous donation. And that goes to the Golden Sun Lost Age any percent make Kraden angry bid.
Nice.
Another good one. I'd like to hear.
So this is the only vehicle custom we can actually skip for once. Can actually speed it up because technically this drone is a vehicle.
Yeah. Now is a good time to make a donation if you're going to. Let's get a $5 donation train going, because the likelihood is your donation will be read out if you make a comment, because there's not much going on.
Yeah. We're coming up to that whole section, so this is your last chance.
Yes.
If you want to get that donation train going.
Yeah. If you want to get the character name in Golden Sun Woody, I'd appreciate that, because the last one that was on was golden. No pun intended.
I get that launcher out of the way and I'll let you know. Then you go in and help me with the rest. Deal?
And just with that donation, that brings the Golden Sun Lost Age make Kraden angry total to $240.05 out of 300. So we are definitely making progress toward getting that incentive met.
We still have a little bit less than an hour, so let's get that incentive met.
Hell yeah, we could do that. And yeah, so
Definitely
this is mid skip, which is the optional skip we were talking about earlier. Not gonna lie, I thought this was a little earlier when I talked about it beforehand, but that's okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, so the mid skip here is kind of tough to do with the K hopping. The thing about K hopping that makes it kind of a pain in the butt is, number one, it slows down time, which is the whole reason why it works. And obviously, slowing down time makes it slower. That's pretty obvious. But also, it has a cooldown. It has a 5-second cooldown. So if you... That's unfortunate. That's a great example of what I'm talking about, though. So if you do happen to, mess something up, you got to wait a whole 5 seconds before you can start your next K-hop. So really here, we want to be...
Really, you can check for the cooldown in the top right side.
Top left,
the top left. You see that hand with the X next to it? That's the cooldown for K-hop.
I also
5
use the
seconds.
same theory with my jokes. I have a 6-second cooldown before I try another bad joke.
Yeah, so once the cooldown runs out, he's gonna be... ideally, you'd be on like a higher point, and then you would continue it with your bunny hops. When I do this, I have my wave dash, and it's really nice because it doesn't have a cooldown, and there's no slowing of time involved. But yeah, like I said earlier, it requires that you go out of your way for 45 seconds, so... Unfortunately, not a world record strat from what we know so far, but it certainly is a lot of fun.
Did somebody say world record? Not in this
Say hi
one.
to Hellman.
Yes, because he magically goes from the AV to here. We don't know why.
Magic.
Yes, he's faster than K-hopping.
He must wave dash. That's why. Yep, so we're going to go and give this guy to Trollmora to have his wild way with.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, all of a sudden, all the enemies are gone, and here's Pan Am's crew.
Yep, we believe they spontaneously combust.
Something like that. Probably,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
We don't
Well,
have another
if
reason.
if you pay attention when you actually knock out Hellman, you hear a small explosion from the outside, which is when they're all just slowly disappearing into flames, I'm guessing.
Spontaneously combusting, like Panda
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah.
Just go.
Yep. So we're going to go and upgrade our katana after this to the weapon that will be taken through to the end of the game. And hopefully we get it first try. Because it is
Yeah.
random.
It's pretty much random in the shop if we get it. Thankfully, we can just skip time 24 hours to refresh the shop. We'll see how
Can
many
you
times.
imagine standing outside a shop in real time for 24 hours just to hope that something comes back into stock?
It's what I do every day. What do you mean?
My Friday night, dude. Wait, is today Friday? Today's Friday. Dude,
No, it's
quarantine
not. It's
time.
Saturday.
morning.
Wait, oh my god, it is! Like I said, dude, quarantine time makes no sense. My life is a lie, dude.
Hey, if you're stuck in quarantine and you want to go outside, play this game.
True.
Yeah.
Or become a carpenter. We get let out, and oh, actually, that might be just the fact my wife doesn't want to spend time with me.
Yeah, surprisingly, in real life, Panda is not a panda, he's a carpenter.
Yeah, surprisingly.
I'm
Whack.
both. Be like Panda. I'm black. I'm white. I'm Asian.
Alright. Nope, didn't get it first try. Just gonna skip time, and hope we get it the next time. This could take it up a couple attempts.
I just want to
There we
say,
go.
while we've got a chance, thank you to all the staff at ASA. They've been really helpful to all of us, setting up, answering all the many questions I've had. You know, they do a wonderful job.
Yes, they've done a wonderful job putting on this marathon for not just us, but all the other runners, and all the other runners to come today, or
Yep.
wherever you are, tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah, I think we're actually in the final day now of ESA.
Well, it depends where you live. But yeah.
Well, I'm basing it all on GMT. Just because you live in a strange time zone, you know, it's not our fault. You can't just have one time zone for your entire country like a normal country.
I just had to wait there because my stamina was regenning, because, yeah, stamina, how does it work? I can just do this. Doesn't speed anything up, it's just funny.
Looks cool.
Looks cool.
Yep.
I like that.
Also, I think you can skip the skip this elevator with a fist glide, but I'm not sure if it's actually faster or not.
You can, but you got to be careful not to hit a death barrier.
Yeah,
True.
I think there's a death barrier, and there's also a trigger underneath that removes all your weapons, so you gotta
Yep.
be careful with that. But you can fist glide up here, I just haven't tried it yet. Come on,
Some-
Tech Bar, start talking.
Not marathon
Sometimes
safe
safety
strats.
is better than not safety.
Takamura is one of my favorite characters. His English voice, if you play on the English language, is pretty nice. He sounds very, very good. Let's hope Mr. Hands calls me here. Hopefully, crossing my fingers.
And so we use 6 body to open up this door. Fun fact, you actually don't need the 6 body here. You can fist glide up, but we grabbed 6 body for somewhere else earlier in the run and later in the run, I believe.
Panda,
But
mute your mic.
That was me. Sorry, I
Oh,
missed my mute.
okay.
But yeah, yeah, we need 6 body for some other places as well, so we just go with
Yeah.
it.
Fucking worked.
We actually get 6 body at the very beginning of the game with the character setup, so
Oh, right, yeah.
yeah, that's why we have it.
Also, is there any more donations? Jeez.
Well, yes, we have a $5 donation from DTA who writes, by the way, best reference in the game, GTA San Andreas one. Anyone care to explain it?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
Donate again to tell us all about it.
Meta, go look it up.
I know there's a GTA reference, because I saw someone reference it earlier, but I have no idea, like, I haven't seen it myself in-game.
Might as well look it up.
But yeah, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say somebody go to Google and find out.
Right. Or just donate and ask questions to us. You know, we'll figure it out. It's a team effort.
So, okay, yeah, I found it. Okay, so there's
That's quite
a
funny,
text,
actually. Yeah.
there's a shard you can find. Oh, I just got a huge ad. There's a shard you can find that has the conversation between the main character and Big Smoke, but it has JC and Little Smoke. And it's from the wrong side of the tracks mission of GTA San Andreas. And it's a big old meme on following that train.
The
All we had
classic
to
meme.
do was
the
follow the
classic.
damn train, CJ.
Yeah, that line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the fast food order, unfortunately.
No. Maybe somewhere else in the game. I would not be surprised.
I'm sure there's multiple GTA references because a lot of this game is based around GTA and multiple other RPGs.
Yeah, there's a lot of references to many games in this game.
Yeah. Multiple references to like Roach from obviously The Witcher.
There's a nice arcade game you can find around Night City. It's called Roach Race. Sadly, you can't play the arcade, but it's nice to look at.
Hopefully that comes in a future update.
Yeah, they had to cut a lot of stuff that they were planning to introduce. So hopefully that all comes in like a future DLC. And if the future DLC does come out, that was weird.
I've got something serious to ask now.
Yeah. Hold on.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Depends what else is on the pizza.
That's such an old meme. How dare you bring it up?
Hey, I'm an old man.
It's an old meme, but it checks out.
Yeah, anyway, if some new DLC comes out, expect us to be running that as well. You might see that at a future ESA. Hint, hint. And this keypad here, you can just enter whatever you want. Doesn't matter. I'm sure there's a code to open it, but we don't know what the code is, so...
1, 2, 3, 4.
That'd be a pretty weak password.
0000.
My password is password.
Oh, whoa!
That's how CD Projekt Red secured everything. Yeah, so now Placid's going to flirt with this woman by giving her the gift of chicken.
Okay. I caught Jackie there.
Oh.
That's
Okay,
quite impressive. How did you call him? He's dead.
Oh, the stream on my end froze, so I thought you might have crashed. Surprisingly, no crashes so far.
Yeah.
Great job, CDCR. Okay, well now we're gonna crash, but
I don't get a lot of crashes, but I know some other runners do get a lot of crashes, and it sucks. This game is not super stable, even on PC.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. In 150 hours or so, I've actually only crashed like a handful of times.
I've only crashed once in like 250, 300 hours. So.
I consider myself pretty lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
I crashed a lot when 1.01 came out.
Yeah, I played on...
That broke the game.
Yeah, I played on GeForce Now and went back and forth between, on my PC and using the cloud gaming, and it was pretty great. No crashes to speak of, but some T-poses here and there.
Funny.
Honestly, I think a lot of what enhanced my casual playthrough of the game was some of the lighter glitches. It was annoying when like a quest wouldn't work or whatever, which thankfully again did not happen very often, but like when you're on a bike T-posing and you got the some extra little meat hanging out, that's hilarious. And there's just a bunch of other funny stuff like that.
It's good to know that they're pulling a No Man's Sky and they're planning to fix the game, because this game really is good. The story is amazing. It's just the bugs and glitches that kind of ruin the experience in a lot of spots. So they just gotta fix that. But otherwise, this is still a pretty good game to play. But I don't know if you want to play it now. Maybe you want to hold off a little bit for those bugs to get fixed. But it's still a very good game. I do recommend you play it. Mm-hmm. Eventually.
Yeah, I mean, if you hate any bugs of any kind, then yeah, this isn't for you. But if you're like me and, the small bugs just enhance the experience for you. Like, for instance, I hijacked a car one time, and the NPC just kind of stayed in, and it was just, it was funny.
So
also, here we're doing...
driver, basically.
Yeah.
We would do another big skip here. This is called Game Skip. Pretty much Grand Imperial Mall skip. So there's a Sasquatch in here that we have to fight, but we're not going to do that, hopefully, if everything goes to plan. The goal is to not get spotted by any of these guys going through the front door. And this just skips us from going all the way around and fighting all these guys in the mall.
Yes, we are very inventive with the name of our skips, by the way.
Oh, okay, I got spotted there.
Yeah, it's very hard not to get spotted here.
You're definitely supposed...
This might take a couple of attempts, but after, it's still faster than going all the way around.
For sure. Yeah, you're definitely meant to be spotted here, so that you get into combat and have to go to the van and stuff. Also, there's going to be a boss upstairs, and once again, it's sort of like a second stage where if you get caught, a lot of the, I guess, mall blinder...
we're not in the clear just yet. We can still get spotted by the Sasquatch here.
Yeah, if you get spotted by Sasquatch here, these blinders will go down very
Close.
close.
Very
What
close.
And you'll have to do
Yeah.
the Sasquatch. And there's a quick kill on the Sasquatch, but obviously doing no fight is faster than even a quick kill. So
Yep.
very
there's
nicely
a,
done by Nick there.
Roach Easter egg coming up. If you look at the map of the Americas, up to the left, one of the agents is called Roach.
Huh. I
Something
didn't
I
know that.
actually did not know that before.
Yeah. Also, funny thing, if we get the glitch, I guess not really a glitch, but more just the result of doing the gim skip, we might have an enemy here who is chasing us, and we'll see him come at us, and then he'll just disappear. Hopefully,
He's just
we'll get
camera
it,
shy.
But yeah, he sort of despawns like mid lunge at you, but we may get it, we may not. Depends if someone decided to chase us. I
So
don't
here we
see
find
anyone.
out that Placide kind of set us up. And we do have the option of fighting him, but we're not going to do that because it's slow. Yeah.
We got screwed over by an NPC. Who would have ever have thought that?
Yep.
Yeah, so now to go back, we don't take the slow way. We take a ride with a couple of homies.
Yeah, you can do an FDS here to go back up, but the ride is actually slightly faster because with the FDS you have to go from the fast travel point up to Batty's Motel, but this just teleports us right up to the top, so it's slightly faster. Just like that.
Didn't know that that was an option. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it is an option, and you should do that.
I will do that.
Get some more story stuff here. If you got any donations, cheese, go for it.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you should maybe submit like skips like that to ESA for events in the future. But I did want to mention that there is still that very large pending bonus game, the Wacky World of Miniature Golf Cutscene % incentive. This is a $5,000 incentive goal that we want to meet by the end of Super Mario All-Stars Run. Big John, a legendary golf runner. You've seen him. The guy's got, traps the size of houses. So, if we see this incentive met, we can watch this run live. It's going to be amazing. We're making good progress. We're currently $1,793.12 toward that $5,000 goal, but we've got to get that incentive met before the end of Super Mario All-Stars Run in order to see it. So be sure to get those donations in.
Yeah, Big John is always never not nice. He's a really top 40 runner.
You don't want to miss Big John. He has some great commentary, like us, by the way.
Great comfy streams, for sure.
Are you excluding me from that, or am I included in that?
That information's redacted.
Oh.
So we're going into Matrix 2.0 now, as Pana likes to call it.
Well, it is. Come on. Look at it. It's just a reskinned Matrix.
Well, instead of green falling letters, it's blue.
Yeah, it's just reskinned. Somebody updated it.
So here you're supposed to have a cutscene, but because we go so fast, we don't have that appear. So pretty much we go back in time all the way back to 2013. So apparently Night City and Johnny and all that, they all existed back in 2013, which is weird to think of.
That's like
Yeah, go for it. Go.
Yeah, just so you guys know, the following scenes will be blurred because they are rated M for mature.
Yes, ESA asked us to blur this because it's not very appropriate, so therefore we're going to blur them out. We're also going to mute the game audio just for a couple seconds here.
If you do want to see this, go search it up.
Yeah, they're on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube. But
Google.
We're trying to keep it a little bit family friendly here, so we're just going to blur it out. But this is where you meet Alt Cunningham for the first time in the game.
Yeah, we're gonna go to a bouncy castle and bounce around and eat some pizza and definitely not take drugs.
I believe it's drinking alcohol more than anything else.
It's juice. It's apple juice.
Well, so that's all cider is. It's just apple juice that's a bit old.
Yeah.
Well, cheats if you got more donations. Go for it.
He's having a bathroom break.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, so you can't. Yeah, so all you can see is a bit blurred. So this is kind of like my nights out with. I have a couple of pints, and this is what my vision looks like. Yeah, we'll be back with you in a couple of secs. It's not that long a scene.
Yeah, we're pretty much done, so I'll come back to you shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this whole section, it's called Love Like Fire. This is the second Johnny section where you got the control Johnny. So we'll be seeing some nice raids coming in and stuff like that. So
I
let's
think
skip
you
this-
can.
So
Oh
let's skip
no.
this cutscene real quick, and gonna play it a little bit safe and not to.
I was gonna say you could maybe unblur it now, but okay,
Yeah.
now you can probably unblur.
Now we're good.
Yeah, you're fine now.
We're all good.
Also, did her jacket just like teleport onto her?
Have you never watched the magicians that can literally get changed in 2 seconds?
I don't know, but thank you for bearing with us, guys. That's the one inappropriate thing that you, even with the nudity filter, it's not censored out. So we have to censor that for you guys. Thank you
We
again.
can only
for,
assume that they were having a very
Yeah.
fun time.
yeah. Thank you for helping us out. Anyway, with that out of the way, we're back to some more Cyberpunk action.
Yeah. Where we get attacked by a Ninja Turtle.
Apparently, we have this black cat here, which
Is bad luck.
bad luck. Yep. It's not good.
Really did you, didn't they?
How
And
come
this
he
guy-
gets a Neo coat?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, this guy here with the black boots his name is Thompson. We're gonna be playing with him for a little bit here.
Right, we should just yoink his outfit for the Neo cosplay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to go for a Neo cosplay here, but there's not that much clothing in the game that looks like the Matrix, so couldn't really make that happen, sadly.
In preparation for
tried.
the run, yeah, we tried to find like character presets and outfits that would be synonymous with like the Neo character, but yeah, we couldn't. Maybe someone else can. That's my challenge to you.
Maybe someone can dial it in.
Okay, I can beat you already. You need to get the legendary Netrunner outfits. They look like
That's
Neo
the-
stuff.
Not really.
It's the
not really.
closest stuff in game without mods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we need like the flowing coat. That's the problem. We couldn't find
Yeah.
that or the glasses.
Yeah, you gotta
Alright,
have
cheat.
gotta have a big enough coat that you could fit like 1,000 guns into.
Yeah, true. Cheese, is there any donations?
Oh, yes, of course. We have a $15 donation from the Toasty Fail with no comment, but thank you so much for that donation.
Did I do that? What was that towards?
Oh, that was towards the church slingshot incentive.
Which
for-
brings
like
it
a
to
use
it
of,
brings it to Matt,
power
I
again.
believe.
let me check.
If it's 5
Sorry,
cents
there's so
short,
many
I am
incidents.
going to laugh.
Yes, that is met. The Tesla grad incentive
Hey.
is met.
Nice.
Very nice.
I've been wanting
Good job, guys.
since I saw that donation incentive come up. I've been wanting to push for it, and I was just like, oh, I might as well just go for it right now.
Thank you,
Awesome,
Toasty.
thank
Just
you,
putting us-
yeah.
Yeah, you put us right over the edge.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. That's going to be great to see.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, we still have time for more. Or...
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and we have a $5 donation from Meta who says OWO_reward.
And what did that go towards?
That goes to Golden Sun Lost Age any percent. Character names Big Bean 3.
Big Bean 3, baby! Let's go!
Let's go.
Oh god, no!
For context, anyone who was around the last couple of days at ESA, I commentated for the Outer Worlds, and someone, I don't know who, put the donation incentive in for Big Bean, and then we got the donation incentive for Fallout 3 for Big Bean 2. So for this next run, can we hit the donation incentive for Big Bean 3?
Big free.
Big 3. My brain It's not working.
Yeah. As you can see, that my aim is trash because we're all tired here. It's late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there any more, or was that it? Cheese.
And I believe we do have a $5 donation from Thermilio with no comment. Thank you so much for that that donation, though. And that goes towards the Wacky World of Miniature Golf cutscene percent incentive. Thank you all so much for those donations. So.
With regards to the infinite guns, we should just item underflow the trench coat.
Where is this guy? There he is. There we go. Not too bad.
Nice.
Much
Yeah,
worse
so
than my
during-
PB, but hey, whatever.
During the escape from Atlantis, which is the club we were just in, we don't have to kill all the agents, but there definitely are some trigger enemies that we have to do, like these last ones here. And some just before the elevator, I believe, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Also, this scripted sequence... Okay, I praised the scripted sequences before, but this one, for whatever reason, the bikes look like they're going like 5 miles an hour, and it just didn't hit it for me.
Again, I don't think you have to actually do anything here, but
Yep,
We're
so
gonna do
we're
stuff here.
escaping the agents and we're going to go and rescue Trinity. I mean, oh.
But yeah, oh, dude, look at these bikes, man. TDPR, please, speed these things up.
because I have to have a big skip all button in front of all these cutscenes.
Just put it in the menu. Skip cutscenes. There we go. One button, simple.
I wonder, so we have a new ASL component, big shoutouts to Buki, which calculates your speed based on the coordinates and distance traveled over time. I wonder if you could use that here to calculate just how slow those bikes are going. Because I guarantee you, it is very slow.
We also get a awesome 10-second headbang that lasts for
Oh.
about a minute.
Goodbye, Santiago. Goodbye.
Interesting, interesting.
Oh.
He's invisible now.
Yep. Sometimes you get that.
Stealth mode.
And get ready, we have a very nice song that's gonna be very repetitive coming up here.
I think, yeah, that's like 100% happens every single time in 1.12 now, right?
It sucks, yeah, but we're gonna reload the save eventually to not make it painful for you
I
guys.
mean, it's a good song for 20
It is a good song,
seconds.
yeah. But after it starts getting repetitive, it's annoying.
Yeah, it's a nice 4 bars for like 30 seconds or whatever. Like,
It's a nice 4 bars for 4 bars.
yeah, true.
I wish I could go to a bar.
Sedge.
Big Sag.
This is supposed to be where it cuts off, but not for us.
Also, that
CDPR, please fix.
Yeah, we will reload the game at some point just to get rid of this in a bit. We'll just get through the, we'll get through our second tower here, and we'll reload.
yeah, I think this is probably, if I want to call it the worst bug, but in terms of ratio of prevalency and annoyingness, this is probably the worst bug in.
Hey, at least it's not game breaking. Oh,
Oh.
goodbye, Rogue.
Hi, Rogue. I didn't
Where'd
know
you
we were this
go?
close. This is,
Wow.
oh, alright.
Yeah, sometimes you can
haven't
just
done
phase,
her
you can
optional
phase right through
quests,
characters like
obviously.
that. Oh, she's back. Hi. Goodbye.
So yet another section where we're relying on Knick-Knack being able to actually hit a target.
Oh, 1 HP, come on. There we go. Not bad. So we are playing as Johnny, so we can't K-hop here. Notice the wrong color scheme, it's supposed to be yellow and blue, but it's red and yellow instead.
Toaster, you have a problem with this section, don't you? Forgetting that you can't K-hop.
There we go.
Yeah, I do. I forget that I can't K-help there a lot of the time.
We don't care about these guys, we're just gonna run right through to the end.
Again, combat is slow.
We do have to shoot that turret and a couple others up here. There we go. Not bad.
So now, what do you do if a door's tank-proof? You try and pull it apart with your bare hands, and then you
Makes a lot of
stand
sense.
in a explosive boss.
Yeah, hopefully we don't die here. Yeah, we should be good. Alright, the game autosave right there, so we can still load that.
There we go.
Get rid of the song. And hopefully we'll be able to skip this cutscene coming up by doing that. It's not super consistent, but yeah, this alt cutscene, sometimes you can't skip it, and it's just 20-30 second time loss. We just don't care about. We don't want that time loss. It sucks. We have a boss here that we're gonna annihilate. Maybe you'll see a boss health bar pop up. Maybe not. Oh, where's the last guy? Where's the last guy? There he is. Invisible.
Playing hide and seek.
Nice.
So we can't skip this first part, but we might be able to skip the second part of this cutscene.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
hopefully we
not
can.
the nicest cutscene if you miss a skip.
If it's not skipped and you're a bit squeamish, I'd say look away now.
Yeah, we'll let you know if when to look back.
There we go. We got the skip. Okay.
Hey.
Nice.
So we're all good. You can't
Yeah,
really
so
tell what's
that-
happening.
Yeah, so that skip
He
there
fell
basically.
over. That's all that happened.
So basically, the skip that Nick did there allowed us to skip the dialogue, and of course that speeds up the game and speeds up the punching of Thompson there. Normally, you have to sit there and watch Keanu Reeves absolutely just go to town on this guy, but with that skip, we're able to at least speed up the process.
He told Keanu Reeves he wasn't a very good actor.
Nobody talks to Daddy Keanu like that.
So here we're gonna be talking to Alt, also known as Trinity.
Yep. We're back in the Matrix, as you can tell.
And yeah, the rest of the run is actually pretty interesting. You'll be seeing a couple big skips. We're gonna skip one whole quest. We're gonna be doing a very interesting fist glide coming up.
A whole quest. It is
Yes.
the Holy Grail.
This is the one quest we can completely skip.
Yeah. Keys, if you got anything you need to put in, now's a good time.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I have to mention that our generous sponsor, ViewSonic, has provided some prizes for those donating to win. A ViewSonic VX2758, a 27-inch QHD 1440p monitor with a 144Hz refresh rate. And the ViewSonic Elite XG270, a 27-inch Full HD monitor with a 240Hz refresh rate. The minimum donation required for a chance to win those great prizes are $35 and $25 respectively, and those minimums are cumulative.
Thank you, Cheese.
Cool. Well, we're done with the Johnny segment anyway, so we're not gonna be warping back into Johnny's body for the rest of the run.
Yeah. Something to mention about the lore here. So we just saw Alt for the second time in the run. Well, we just met her for the first time in her ethereal form in, as Panda keeps calling it, the Matrix. Which we won't see again, but in other endings you do. You meet her earlier in the game, obviously, just before that. And yeah, she's a pretty important character if you do other endings. But
Have you
for
got
us,
any other
not much.
analogies that work other than the Matrix?
Well, Panda, the Matrix was your idea.
Yeah.
Like I say, it is my idea, yes. But can you guys think of anything better?
Maybe Fight Club-ish? A little Fight Club? So with the Johnny Silver?
Yeah,
one.
definitely a bit of Fight Club. But
Yep.
So earlier we were here with Takmura. We were supposed to do a recon mission, but we're gonna completely ignore that and just go right into the belly of the beast here. Just go right for the warehouse.
Recon, that's for the weak.
Hopefully not die. I mean, it isn't a Cyberpunk run if you die at least once to some glitch.
Glitches in my Cyberpunk game? I don't think so.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's jump up. Here we go. But you didn't know you could do that.
Definitely.
I-
not.
I
Yes,
did-
I
I did
did
not
because
know.
I've watched your runs before.
Well, yeah, now you know how to do it.
This one I would say is one area where K-hopping probably is a bit easier than wave dashing. just, I don't really know why. I just tend to have some issues with the like elevation, like the little areas that you have to like jump over with wave dashing.
Oh, damn.
That might just be a personal thing, but
So that
Yeah.
the whole area, first time I did it took me probably half an hour, and Nick's just done it in about 3 minutes.
yeah, the whole, I went through and stealthed that whole section. I was like climbing on the different crates and stuff to try and not get noticed, and yeah, took me a while.
As if I
Yeah,
wasn't in
I tried the exact same approach.
We're gonna do another 23-hour time skip here in save load to try and get Takara to call us.
I wonder what the character does. Does he go and have a nap on the bench while he waits?
This save load is a lot more consistent for getting Takamura to call, because this is the one CDPR we're actually on about.
Yep. Hopefully, yeah, we should be fine.
He's a lot better now
There
than
we
he
go,
used to
yeah.
be. That is for sure.
I have
For
a
once, he was
theory-
cooperative.
Yeah, I have a theory as to why that works. I think there's some weird code as to like what tells the game to tell Takamura to call you, and I think if we skip 24 hours, it's like the next day and a new cycle has begun. But if it's 23 hours, which is the one that we go with and the one that works most often, it's like it's still the same day and time has passed. I don't really know. It's weird.
His
It's
phone's
really weird.
charged. That's the reason.
Yeah, his phone's charged. If we go a full day, it's just dead again.
Yeah, he's been using it trying to call us.
Yeah.
So we just re-equipped some skill points there. The last time we're going to see the skill point screen, we just pretty much dropped everything into reflex, and we just dropped all our other points into blades. So
Why do we drop them into reflex instead of anything different?
Because reflex, you can increase your damage and stuff like that, and it also unlocks like blade perks that we want, because we use a katana, which is, yeah, not surprisingly, it's a blade. So,
Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah.
You learn something new every stream.
This parade section is really amazing. It has some cool tricks in it.
Yeah, this is one
getting
of
to-
the best parts of the entire run.
Yeah, so getting to the snipers is
Slow.
like in a casual playthrough is normally really slow, and you have to go, take elevators and do climb here, whatever. But because we have a combination of K-hopping and fist gliding, we can do it really quickly, and the rev through here is really satisfying. So you're in for a treat for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
After this really long cutscene, CDPR, please let us skip it.
Yeah.
To be fair, would you rather have this skipped or the car ride skipped?
Car rides. Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Pick one.
All right.
Alright,
So
so the
whoever
car
said I was gonna get world record, we just passed the world record. In-game time is 2:52:02, and I guess I'm at 2:52:06. So,
Close
and
though.
we're still 10-20 minutes out from the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cold Cypher. Big shout outs to Cold Cypher.
Yeah,
number one
he
for
is
being a real lad.
amazing.
He's an
Number
absolute
two
legend.
for being a very speedy speedrunner.
Are we sure
an
that he
absolute
doesn't have
legend.
augmentation?
This parade section is also pretty laggy. You might see some frame drops.
What
I'm
time
ready.
were you on in game? Do you know?
2:52:40 right now. 2:59:31, which is real time, which should be pretty much synced with the ESA timer.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned it a couple times already, but we did use in-game time for timing.
Yep.
So,
So, more proof that we're near.
Nice. That
There we
is
go.
a tough
That
jump,
was-
so very good job.
Yep.
Yep. I usually have to load there a couple times.
that jump's not that tough. The next fist glide is a lot harder than the jump. So,
Yes, the fist glide is hard.
Yeah. This whole section just
yeah, I missed
blows
that.
me
Okay.
away.
Goodbye.
How... I was just about to compliment you as well.
We'll try it
that
a couple
fist-
times.
The fist glide is tough.
Yeah.
I think we described it earlier, but yeah, you. For those of you who have just joined us or didn't hear earlier, the fist glide basically works by being on your pistol and then swapping to your fist, both by pressing previous weapon and using the fist hotkey. So you're switching to it twice basically, and it causes this glitch state so that we can just punch over and over and over again. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, the game didn't quick save after the first
Feels
sniper.
bad.
Ouch.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, so the fist glide works in that it lets you punch over and over, and because the game gives you a little bit of speed forward every time you do it. Whichever direction you're looking, including, you know, forward or up, you can just, you know, go infinitely in that direction. And yeah, so you could just basically fly using your fist, which is quite funny. That said, it's not an easy trick. You need to click really fast, and you need to click in a certain rhythm. So even if you're a really fast clicker, if you mess up one of those clicks and you're off rhythm, you will mess it up, and it's really hard to recover once you've done that. Also, Nick, make a quick save here.
Oh, that was very close. Almost missed that.
I'll say this: Nick makes it look ridiculously simple. Yeah,
If it works,
I can't
yeah.
pull it off. I just physically can't do it. That's why I run glitchless.
Did you quick save?
Yeah, I did quick save after the first sniper. There we go. It looks like
I have
There you go,
absolute
yeah.
faith that you're gonna get it, but
Fly,
try,
the
not
old
bad.
fly.
Yep.
very nice.
There you go.
might as well show it off. It's pretty cool. Skips a huge portion of the parade.
Nice.
It skips 2 elevator rides.
Too
Yeah,
slow.
well,
elevator
one
ride.
elevator ride if you do the fast. What?
Okay.
Full damage! Okay,
Yeah, fall damage
let me
is-
just...
is-
Yeah, so full damage is extreme. Sometimes you will be, in the run, will be K-hopping, and all of a sudden you just get stopped, and you will take full damage. It's because of how velocity works in the game, and as I said, downwards velocity is highest, and builds up a lot faster.
Well, you get to see it in the third try.
Yeah.
So.
I'm getting the strangest sense of deja vu. There must be a glitch
Oh,
in the
hold on.
Matrix.
You should quick save here, just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, I can't quick save here because I'm in combat, but I can quick save after the first
Oh,
one.
yeah.
So,
right.
yeah.
Did
Sorry,
you
you're
trip
gonna get
over
it
a soda
anyways.
can?
There we go.
Was that the problem?
Yeah, I make it look easy. It's not that easy.
This
Yeah,
time,
much
don't
better,
die to
pretty
full
much.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can quick save here.
The balcony's right here. I don't know why I died from fall damage there.
Yeah, that's weird. You shouldn't have taken any damage from that, but, you know, it's Cyberpunk stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the full damage was stored from the K-hop.
It was
Maybe,
probably
yeah.
some weird shenanigans like that, yeah.
There you go. You got to see that big skip twice.
Value for
Okay.
money you're getting in this run.
Yeah, go donate.
If you like what you see, donate. And support a good cause. And maybe get yourself a nice monitor.
Yeah, I've got to say this has been an amazing run, and this game is just so gorgeous. It is really ambitious. Like that last scene with during the parade with all the models it's loading. Like, just I mean, a gorgeous game. I love the aesthetic, the music.
There we go.
It's
There he is.
awesome.
All the way in the back.
Also, if you are going to donate for Big Bean 3!
Yeah. Also, we're now fighting Darth Maul.
This is a very slow fight.
Crossover.
Yeah, you got bad RNG with where he went.
Yeah.
Are you going to
usually
kill
I
him
try to
or
kill
are
him
you
in
going to let him
his,
survive?
Panda cutting me off, but usually I try to kill him in his first phase, but that didn't happen today. So
Yeah.
No, I mean, 'cause remember, he doesn't die unless you hit him after it hits 0.
yeah, all right. So I did a little setup there. Hopefully we should be able to skip this next cutscene. Hopefully. Yeah, okay, good. This is about a 30-second time loss if you're not able to skip this or fast forward it.
Yeah, and I mean, 30 seconds in a 3-ish hour run may not sound like a lot, but it definitely is a lot considering how much of the run is cutscenes.
It adds up. Really
Yeah,
quick.
that up.
It adds up.
There's also another elevator skip here that I'm not going to do because I haven't learned it yet. Funnily enough. So yeah, I'm just going to do the old strat here. Doesn't really save that much time, so not a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, no, remember, we need to learn the secret knock.
Yes.
Yes. We got to learn that secret knock.
Yeah.
Toasty, what's your experience with that knock?
Where are you?
Toasty?
Toasty speeded.
Oh, okay.
I was talking, I forgot I muted. Curse! Don't do what I did. I forgot to pay attention to dialogue when I was playing casually, and I wasn't paying attention, and I wasn't understanding why it was blowing up. Because you gotta knock 4 times for him to answer. Otherwise, he will blow you up.
Yeah, Takamura is basically like, knock 4 times. And,
If you don't,
yeah,
you die.
if you're like Toasty or myself, you just don't listen to them, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna just blow myself up here.
Yeah, I spent about half an hour on my first time playing
Oh.
through this casually because I wasn't paying attention, and yeah, I
So
was
this
really
is-
confused at why I was not able to get into the room.
So right there, that phone call is the only time you talk to Padre if you're not playing Street Kid. Oh,
Oh,
I clipped the card right there.
that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Well, it has
If
happened
you-
at least once a run.
Yeah.
If you're doing a traditional speedrun, you'll be very familiar with Padre because we do it on the Street Kid, and Street Kid has like a 5-minute car ride with Padre right at the start of the run, after about
Yep.
a minute and a half of gameplay. So
Nice second time first for storage.
Yep. And it is unskippable. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a little safe here, attack Murrow on the door, and not rush through it.
yeah, take it slow.
4 knocks, remember?
Yep, there we go.
Hey.
Yeah, if you choose anything else other than 4 knocks,
We didn't get
will-
we didn't get the exploding ball of death. We're all good.
And quite a lot of people don't realise that coming up, we fall through the floor. You can actually jump back up.
I actually didn't know that. So this is a pretty big skip in the run. This is the only time I think in a whole CDPR game we're gonna skip a whole quest entirely. And it's just due to
Unintended.
the way unintended, but it's due to the way it's coded. So
Yes.
Yeah, so the way that this is basically going to work is similar to the way that the All Foods plant skip worked way back in the run, if you saw that. We're going to fast travel out of this building because it basically the objective is to escape this building. That's about it. That's all we need to do. So we're going to fast travel to the data term that we set up fast travel storage on earlier. We're gonna hit the we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna set up fast travel storage again for a trick afterwards. Then we're gonna hit the trigger to get the end of this mission here, which you'll see now. Hopefully we get this fast travel storage. It can be a bit of a pain.
yeah, this is the
Very
hardest
nice.
fast travel storage because the camera is kind of moving, so it's kind of hard to set up.
And yeah, so there is. Oh, sorry, Nick. Were you talking?
Yeah, the camera moves here, kind of shakes, so this is a harder fast travel storage to set up. But
Yeah.
we should get this pretty easily.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the game gives you the option to save Takamura here, but since we're just leaving the building, we will not be saving Takamura. And yeah, we just hit the trigger from the exit there. Kind of funny because you just kind of fall from the opposite direction that you're going, but. Yeah, so we now have fast travel setup storage again, and we're going to use that to skip the entirety of the tapeworm quest.
It's revenge for all the times he didn't call us.
Well, Takamura is not even a part of the tapeworm cast. We just
No,
need to
no,
skip
he
the Johnny
means not
section.
saving him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you save him? I'm not sure.
Yes,
oh
you
yeah,
can.
by the way,
It
a
is an
yeah.
option.
beautiful shotgun.
Yeah. Goodbye, shotgun.
It's a nice looking shotgun.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
Johnny's thinking it's something else.
There we go. Just gotta wait for Hanako or
Proxy.
this stranger, also known as a proxy, to come in. It's like a phone call, but you're actually here. So yeah, after this, you are normally supposed to go out of the door, or you're supposed to go outside, and that starts the tapeworm quest. But instead of doing that, because when we regain movement, we're gonna fast travel storage all the way back to the city center and meet Hanako at Embers.
I want to know
Yes.
why she doesn't
Yeah.
just give you a mobile phone,
Yeah, I don't
instead of,
know, but-
hijacking a person.
Yeah, doing this tapeworm skip, again, it skips the entirety of the quest, so we don't have to do it. And it's like 3 or 4 minutes of just talking to Johnny and all that, and doing some stuff for him. So yeah, it's just faster to skip it, obviously. It is also pretty easy to get as well. So if you can do fast travel storage, you very easily you can do this in casual play. Unless you care about the story, then don't do it. There we go. I'm just gonna go to the city
Yeah.
center. I'm gonna save and reload just to get rid of the nausea effect that we have. So we can just
Nice.
K-hop all the way back to Embers, and yeah,
So
coming into the home run.
the way that this skip works, the reason you're allowed to skip tapeworm is because the trigger to talk to Johnny, which starts the tapeworm quest, doesn't actually happen until you walk into the doorway that we were just in. And so since we never walk into the doorway, we just fast travel away, which is never intended. We never even start the tapeworm quest, allowing us just to skip it entirely.
The tapeworm quest isn't actually a mandatory quest, technically, either.
Technically, but
yeah.
I mean, it starts
Yeah.
as soon as you hit the doorway. Which,
Yeah.
unless you know how to do fast travel storage, you're always gonna hit that doorway because
Yes,
it's the only way
exactly.
you can exit. So yeah, it's technically optional, but not really.
Yeah, it's technically an optional quest, which is why you can just leave.
Yeah, it goes from
thankfully.
the quest state when you're sitting in the chair is to meet Hanako, because basically you're under the assumption that you're gonna go meet Hanako, but when you touch the doorway, you like basically faint, and Johnny takes you to his apartment, and it starts the tapeworm quest. But because we're on that meet Hanako quest objective, we could just go meet Hanako, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, we're coming into the final 5 minutes of the run. There's another small skip coming up, but after that, that's it. So, yeah. So we get to talk to Hanako here at Embers. Not much to talk about here. Johnny likes to get mad at us for some reason, and he tries to kill us, but he fails.
Because
Pretty much.
reasons.
Because of reasons.
Cheese, is there anything else you want to say, or any more donations or anything?
Oh, well, I definitely want to remind everyone that we're donating, and, since we're raising money for the Alzheimer Fund, and I'd just like to mention that, Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. On average, a person with Alzheimer's lives 4 to 8 years after diagnosis, but can live as long as 20 years, depending on other factors. Alzheimer's has no current cure, but treatments for symptoms are available and research continues. Although current treatments cannot stop Alzheimer's from progressing, they can temporarily slow the worsening of dementia symptoms and improve quality of life for those with Alzheimer's and their caregivers.
Yeah.
Well,
We just talked to Hanako here, and I know Panda has something to say that's quite important.
Yes, I do. Some serious time now. The closing act of the Cyberpunk is about 10 minutes from now.
Well, it's right now.
Well, I mean,
Panda.
it's for the next 10 minutes.
No, it's for the next 5 minutes. Less than that, actually.
Well, with all the calls afterwards. But it contains difficult scenes of suicide. Please come back after this time if you do not want to watch this.
Yeah, unfortunately, as with the rest of the CDPR games, the fastest ending is definitely the worst ending, and it does contain suicide in it. So if that bothers you, please feel free to leave. It's no problem.
Go make
Just come
yourself
back.
a drink. Go use
Yeah.
the toilet.
Yeah,
Come back
I can,
in 5-10 minutes. It's pretty hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can confirm. In Cyberpunk, as well as Witcher 3 and Witcher 2, I can confirm the worst ending is always the fastest. I don't know about the
Yeah.
other games, but it's probably similar.
I was gonna say, I think for the Witcher one's the same.
Yeah. CDPR, for the next game, please make at least a semi-good ending for the next one.
Yeah,
What's the bad ending for Gwen?
Well, Gwent's not a game. It's a multiplayer game.
Is it just losing?
How'd I get here?
I guess so.
I mean, technically, yeah, that would be the bad ending.
Yeah. I mean, unless you do anything specific here, you're normally going to hit the good ending, which is you raid Arasaka Tower and just free your mind and get rid of Johnny completely, but that's very, very slow and not good. It's very slow.
Yeah. So, right now, earlier we said this game has some inspiration from Fight Club. This is one of the specific scenes which points it out, because the Ripper Doc Victor mentions that you dragged yourself in here. But whilst you weren't aware of this, Johnny is the one who was controlling your body during this time and not you, which is very Fight Club-esque.
Yeah, we
And
have
also,
one... yeah, we have
Vicky's
one
a
last...
boxer.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's important to know. We have one last skip here. So when we regain control of V, when we can start moving around, I'm going to save and load. Normally you're not allowed to skip cutscenes here, but because we can... If we save and load, we're magically able to skip the cutscenes here, so we're going to do that.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to tie it into what Toasty was saying about Fight Club.
I think I ruined that bit for you, sorry.
Yeah, it's real good.
It's alright. We're all good.
Yeah.
Note to self, work on timing.
Well, we are going to finish well under estimate, so that's always a good
Yes.
note.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
worked
it
on
is.
timing, so I need
Yeah.
to start now.
And if do we have a moment just to talk about incentives?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
go
for it.
I just want to say that, after this run is the Golden Sun, the Lost Age run. There's that bid war where you get to decide the names of 7 characters. These names will be chosen right at the beginning of the run, so we'll be closing that bid war out before the run starts. There's a 5-character limit on those names, but even a few dollars could get maybe Big Bean 3 up if that's what you wanted to see. And then there's also that $300 incentive to make some dialogue tree choices. They give a hidden cutscene to make Kraid mad at Felix. We're $240.05 toward that $300 goal.
Yeah, we're so close. We only need $60 left. Let's go get that goal.
Not even, yeah. So be sure to get those donations in and ensure that you select the incentive for your choice and enter in the amount below that. So thank you.
Cheers.
Yep. So you see, we're saving and loading here. We're gonna be able to skip a big portion of the final cutscene here. Not everything, but a lot.
Yeah, final warning for people: if you want to go away, do so now.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I know, so if you aren't aware, during the credits sequence, there's like some voicemails and stuff. And the voicemails change depending on who you talk to throughout the game, which quests you did, what decisions you made, and also what ending you chose, which is really cool. But also, because of that, because we do basically none of the side quests, and we're also choosing the worst ending, the voice lines during the credits section are absolutely heartbreaking. It's really hard to watch, but once again, due to CDPR's incredible writing, it strikes really hard, and I just want to give them massive credit because it hits real good.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
no shame in saying that it moved me to tears the
Yeah,
first time
I
I
am.
saw
I
it.
am gonna skip the end credits because I want to do something memey at the very end. But yeah, if you listen to the end credits, it's actually very moving depending on the ending that you choose.
Yeah, I was crying for the last 2 hours of my playthrough during the
Yes.
last act and the credits. It's
This
very
is,
good.
This game, the story is very well made in the game, and if it wasn't for the glitches, this would be an amazing game. It's only the glitches that they have to fix. That's all.
And let us skip car rides.
Yeah, exactly. Just a note for tech here: time will end when the camera goes in the third person after this dialogue choice coming up. The 3 actually. So we just talked to Johnny here. So we have the option to take the pills or throw the pills, and we're gonna throw the pills over because that's the fastest way to end the game. So time now.
Exactly why we'll do one last.
So yeah,
GG.
GG.
Great run.
Pretty
Well
good
done.
run.
What time did you get in game?
So yeah, again we do use in-game time. So the in-game time was a 3:10:21, which is pretty good actually.
What's your PB now?
My PB is a 3:02, 3:03, somewhere around there.
Okay.
So
So just let this scene play out, and then I've got something to say to everyone.
Of course.
Panda, you might want to say it now.
Yeah, say it now.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah.
Okay. We're aware that what you're watching affects every person differently, but somebody who in the past has been suicidal, and I do still struggle with my mental health, we all have a message for you. You are not alone. No matter what, there are amazing charities out there that will help you. I personally have spoken to the Samaritans here in the UK, and in the past nicnac has spoke to me about the National Suicide Prevention Hotline in America. But it all starts with talking to somebody. Be it a charity, a friend, a healthcare worker. Once you start talking about it, it will get better. And to everybody watching, reach out to a friend. Ask how they're doing. If they just say something like fine, check again. It never hurts to be sure.
Just like that.
Thank you for ESA for letting us speak about this. It's something that's very close to my heart.
Yes, thank you, SA, thank you, Panda, for those strong words. And feel free to join our community. We're welcome to help you out if you need someone to talk to. We're all very friendly here in the CDPR speedrunning community, and we're happy to talk to you if you would like to talk to us. Yeah, you're welcome to join our Discord. I think someone's gonna pop a link in chat. But we don't just do Cyberpunk 2077. We do Witcher 3, Witcher 2, and hopefully Witcher 1. So we have guides in most of those games. Hopefully, I speedrun Witcher 3, and hopefully Witcher 2 whenever that comes. So whenever you have the time to do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
check us out. We have a lot of nice nice people in our community there who are willing to help you learn the game and all that. So.
And there are some brilliant guides. I know Nick's and Meta have worked both very hard on the one for this game.
I do have a guide for Cyberpunk 2077. I also have a guide for Witcher 3. They're all very detailed. They talk about the route and all that. So yeah, guys, go check us out there.
Yeah, and once again, if you are super interested in routing, labbing, glitch hunting, skip finding, whatever, please come and join us. There's a lot of things that we just need a bit more research into, like the invincibility glitch, car skips, what else? Pandafly proxies. There's a bunch of stuff. Oh, fast travel storage. Using fast travel storage more. Like, there's so many different things that we're really close to finding that would shave minutes off of the run. And if you consider yourself smart in that regard, please come join us. Yeah. There's lots of opportunity
just
for
finds.
finds.
Just for midget, car out of bounds.
Yes.
All right. Yes. You guys have anything else you want to say before I do this little meme thing here?
Nope.
No, go for it.
Take it away, Nick.
Here we go. No one asked for it, but we're gonna do it anyway. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Just passed it.
Hey.
And yes, thank you very much, chat, for hanging out with us tonight. You're all very cute, wholesome, and most of all, breathtaking. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us tonight, ESA. It's been absolute wonderful.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for having us.
Yep. So to bed.
Thank you.
No, you're breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
All right, does Cheese want to say anything?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Nick, for that awesome Cyberpunk run. Thank you, Panda, Toasty, and Meta, as well, for the amazing commentary. I am signing off and passing the mic on to the wonderfully talented Phenomenon. This is my last shift of the marathon, and it's been quite a week. I want to thank ESA for letting me be a part of it, all the other runners, commentators, volunteers, and I want to thank you, chat, for all the generous donations and for being awesome participants during the marathon. Please keep those donations coming, meet those incentive goals, and enjoy the runs.
Yeah, thank you, Cheats, for helping out.
Of course.